How do you call yourself 154 and you've only been to 4 of them?
Well, no, I think no.
Yaya!
No, we're 154 because you've done 5. You've done 4. No, you've done 4. I've done 5, and
She's done 9. We like 2 old men. Did you get that? 5 plus 4 equals 9. Boy, you smart, boy. This boy crazy. Show's over. Good night.
154. We all connected, baby. You already know. I'm talking 154. We bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like
Welcome to another episode of 154. Today's guest is a television veteran, a dynamic and captivating actress, an accomplished model, and a powerful actress across film, television, and stage. She's a self-described shapeshifter, a speaker, a birth worker, a wage shower, a fierce advocate for self-care, and a wellness expert, a proud Brown alumni, a trained dancer, an executive producer, an entrepreneur, and a doula. She's also a naturalista icon and the epitome of multifaceted modern mother. In this episode, we dive into her journey of transformation, purpose, and healing. How she moves between worlds, embraces her many callings, and continues to evolve both personally and professionally. Oh, I had to sit next to her. I just had to.
You are.
Please welcome Yaya DaCosta! I had to sit next to you. I'm going back to my seat.
Get over
I just
here,
had to
man.
start off like this. I'm sorry.
Get over here, man. Please excuse him. He don't know how to act.
I'm sorry, Yaya. I was looking forward to Yaya coming. And I was like, yeah, she coming.
That was a beautiful intro. Thank
Yes,
you so
go
much.
get your phone, man. Look at you, man.
I'm sorry. Oh man.
Jeez,
sorry.
We bring company
Yaya.
over.
I was trying to get a number right there when I was sitting there. My bad. Go ahead.
I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by at
I'm so
154.
happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we like to start a little differently than most shows.
Okay.
Our podcast is different because we've got something really cool here. We've got palm wine and we have puff puff.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to do a little toast. We'll start with a little palm wine here.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Pour it right now.
Yeah, there you go. Have you ever had palm wine before?
I have.
You have. Okay, all right. This one's actually straight from Ghana. Yeah, straight from Ghana there.
All right, let's see. It's just like their jollof rice. Is it as good as our palm
You're
wine?
not even gonna notice that I just gave you a little bit.
I know. Oh, stingy.
There you go.
Come on.
I will never understand that debate.
Let's see what
So funny.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, a little palm wine and
Y'all
a
didn't
little
give me
puff
eye
puff.
contact though.
Oh, eye contact. There you go. All right, you can stop looking. Ooh. Like that. And then, have you ever had puff puff before?
I have.
You have puff puff. You're a little puff puff for you?
eye contact now. Take the
Well,
puff puff.
this is take the puff puff.
All right, ready? We both have to bite with eye contact. Not bad.
So,
Cold version.
yeah, this is not cold. It's warm. It's warm. Yeah.
When
Use
it's
your
hot,
imagination.
Because what I love about this is that it's just sweet enough, right? It's not too sweet, not too,
Right.
not too bland.
Right.
Good cultural food. I gotta ask you your full name. We start by telling the story. Yaya is a lovely name. What's your full name? Go ahead. All government name. And you can finish chewing too.
Yaya Kamara Sibongile DaCosta Johnson.
Hey, Junior.
Wow. Okay, first off, that's a beautiful name.
Thank
and the
you.
way it comes off is a little melodic. It's the way you said it.
One more
too, is
time?
yeah, that was beautiful.
Yaya
Yaya.
Kamara
Camara.
Sibongile
Simbongile.
DaCosta
DaCosta.
Johnson.
Johnson.
Got to throw the Johnson in
No,
there.
that's Johnson Jenkins.
You said Johnson or
Johnson Jenkins.
So,
The third.
what's the meaning of your name?
Yaya means wise old spirit. Kamara means friend or comrade in Portuguese.
Oh, I thought it meant camera.
It's a capoeira
Like
name.
a camera. Oh, you capoeira? What you know about capoeira?
You know capoeira?
Let me show you the ginga. Do I have to show you the ginga?
Oh, she's standing up. Okay.
You like I got on a dress.
Ginga. The ginga. The ginga. The ginga. The ginga.
You like I got on a dress. Though.
That's the ginga.
Oh, that's cool.
In capoeira. That's the ginga. There's two styles.
Well, hold on. Before I want to finish the name because you were.
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
So you have the comrade. Yep.
Sibongile is Indebele.
Okay.
And it means thanks.
Yeah.
DaCosta is literally from the
coast.
Portuguese colonizers from Brazil. It's of the coast or from the coast.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And Johnson is the English colonizers from America.
Like Johnson & Johnson, the product, hair
like
products.
Johnson, exactly.
Yes.
It
Now,
was a very large plantation.
Yeah, and so your mom's maiden name DaCosta, yes? Father's last name Johnson. You've gone professionally with DaCosta. What was the reason behind that choice?
I just like the sound of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really, there are a lot of reasons, I think, but one of the most beautiful is that it's a nod to that branch, of ancestry. And I did spend time living in Brazil. And yeah, I mean,
For how long? How long were you there?
like a little over a year.
Yeah.
Did you fala português?
Falo perfeitamente.
Uau, não fala português.
Falo um pouquinho.
Obrigado. Obrigado.
You guys speak- that's all I know is obrigado. That's thank you.
Yeah. Obrigado. You say, fala merda.
What y'all talking about?
Isso.
What is he saying? Is he saying
I
something?
went to when I was
No, because I think
I
he'd be
just saw
lying.
your whole life
Yeah.
listening to those words. I'm like, I know your life.
Saying? Is he really speaking Portuguese?
He's just letting us know that he hangs out on the beaches of Copacabana.
Copacabana, Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
Yes.
And when I was in Brazil
Rio.
for Carnival, I went for Carnival, and when I was there, they thought I was from Bahia. They said, "You from Bahia?" I said, "No, but the Yoruba tribes were brought to Bahia, which they had the best carnival actually. You know what I mean? So they were like, "Oh, you look." I said, "The Yorubas were brought there, and the Angolans were brought to Brazil. That's why in capoeira you have two styles. Regional is the really fast style, and then you have Angola, which is the low, slow, is the Angola style of capoeira, and the father
Down on the
capoeira is an
ground.
Afro. Father capoeira is an Afro-Brazilian man.
Did you learn that? Did you learn capoeira in Brazil? Or that's right. Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
I can keep going.
No. Let me get her chew in.
When she chooses her thing, I'll keep talking.
Okay.
So the history of capoeira, it's the slaves pretending like they were dancing, and they used it as
enslaved.
as a martial arts.
Not
They
enslaved.
right, enslaved, right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
and it actually started as a way to, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but it actually started as a dance to hide from
the masters.
From the masters. So it would make it
Slaves
look like a dance,
black
but then it
people
was their
always had
way
to
of
hide.
being able to fight back
Yeah.
and teach themselves to be able to fight against their masters.
So and then you have the roda is the circle, the ginga is the movement, the berimbau is the instrument they used to play.
So you learned this? Did you learn this in Brazil?
I love that I can show up anywhere, almost anywhere in the world now, and meet somebody like you who knows so much about capoeira, and it just fills my heart with so much pride.
I appreciate it.
Because the man who is credited with bringing capoeira outside of Brazil to the rest of the world, first here in the U.S., is Gelon Vieira. And he happens to be my godfather.
That's what's up.
And we just had the 50-year anniversary of capoeira in the rest of America and the world this past year. And yeah, man, you got it. You got it right. It is a dance fight. It is the tool that we used. We had so many successful revolts. We did here too, by the way. We just don't talk about it as much as Toussaint in Haiti or Zumbi dos Palmares in Brazil.
Yeah.
But there were many, many quilombos, many hidden societies that they would successfully overthrow their, I'm not going to say that M word, but, they're colonizers, right? And then escape and have full on cities,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
villages, systems, things functioned so beautifully. And it was just a little bit different here, you know, but
Yeah.
that is the history, and it's beautiful. I learned it growing up.
Yeah.
You know, because I grew up, it wasn't even like I trained at first. It was just like you had to be ready. Because at any point, my dad, if you were walking from the living room to the kitchen, he might just come and sweep you, and you had to be ready.
Oh, really?
You know,
So-
it was just a part of life
Yeah,
growing
because
up.
if you stay ready, you ain't never got to get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And I'm
love
like,
that.
I'm just trying to go to the, okay, fine. You know, it was literally just that we lived in a house of dancers and capoeiristas.
Capoeiristas. That's
So what did you,
insane.
like, let's talk about your childhood, because it's interesting, like, when did you start to become very, very conscious and aware of your cultural background growing up? Like, what was that like growing up in your childhood?
I don't ever remember not being
Yeah.
conscious and aware. I was raised by very, very, very proud, very Black people.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it. I love it.
It was just not an option.
I love it.
Yeah, how did it show up every day for you at home? Because your father is from where?
Connecticut.
From Connecticut, but you guys have your lineage and your heritage traces all the way back to West Africa, correct? Is that right?
A few places.
yeah.
Western, Northern, Yoruba, Fulani, a few places.
Yeah.
Angola as well.
Yep.
Angola.
Tibet, yeah.
Angola.
Mubundu.
And the number one soccer player, I don't care what anybody says, is Edson Arantes do Nascimento, a.k.a. Pele.
Pele,
of course,
hey.
yeah.
Pele, because they'll say, no, I go, Pele.
Yeah.
They say, they'll, talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi and all this. I go, my friend, Maradona from Argentina. I said, being Nigerian, soccer's our first sport. I said, listen, Pele, everything Pele did, they do now. Pele did in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
The bicicleta in the middle of a gas says all Pele. Edson Arantes do Nascimento.
I love that.
Pele.
I love that.
Yeah, he's a history. He's an encyclopedia, even though people don't use the word
I
encyclopedia.
also love your shirt, by the way. I wanted to
Thank
let you
you.
know I noticed.
Hey, I appreciate that, and I wore this just for you, and I'm going to bring this up later
I
because
felt
it's
like you wore that for me.
Of course I did. I thought I was like,
wore my name on my
I said,
shirt.
I've got this in my closet, but we'll get to that because I wanted to get into your childhood. What were the things that you guys celebrated? Like I remember early growing up, October 1st and knowing about Nigerian Independence Day. Were there things that you guys celebrated?
Yeah, 100%. We celebrate. I mean, I have memories of elaborate celebrations. For example, when Mandela got elected, we
February.
dressed up in the colors of the South African flag and created a cardboard ballot box. And all the kids at my mom's school in Harlem, Montessori school, would fill out a ballot and wait online and go on our turn and have to say why we were so proud of South Africa before we put it in the box. It's just any opportunity, and on a very global scale. My father was a Pan-Africanist, a sociology professor, a babalawo, a diviner, capoeirista, angolero. It was just a very vibrant experience.
What languages did your parents speak at home? Obviously English. Did you guys learn any other languages?
We just spoke English at home. English,
okay, yeah.
Yes, and only the Queen's English. Well, the American version.
The American
but
version.
my parents are educators.
Yeah.
So growing up in Harlem, they made it very clear
Harlem
when
World.
you get in the Harlem
6
World.
years I was in there, baby.
Yeah.
118th for Lennox, baby.
Yeah,
What?
but I couldn't talk like Lennox in the house.
Right, of course.
You talk how you want outside. When you get in the house,
Of course.
We talked about the same thing.
I'm
Proper, okay.
not your mate.
Yeah.
You talk outside with your mates.
Yeah.
Inside.
You better properly
You have to speak
conjugate.
proper.
You're right.
You better,
I remember saying,
you better
ain't,
have
remember, ain't?
Strunken White next to your teddy bear.
So
Okay.
as we're even talking about that, because I think it's the perfect time to even talk about that. Because at home we were my parents are very strict about the way we spoke at home, and then when you got outside. But then when you get outside, there's always been this thing in the culture throughout the diaspora, especially, where when you speak proper, you speak white.
White. Ugh.
And it is probably one of my biggest irritations. There's only one way for us to speak. Like, people say this all the time. Well, you don't talk like you from South LA. You don't talk like, I'm like, what does that even mean?
Well,
like, how did that materialize for you growing up when your parents made sure you spoke a certain way?
I didn't care. I mean, people might have said it, but I'm like, we're all speaking white. This is not our language.
That is, wow.
So what's the big deal?
But they
I have never quite heard it that way.
They don't think so.
I have never quite heard it that way before because it's always been about the intonation.
Come to me in Kiswahili, then we can have a conversation. Come to me, I'm learning Yoruba right now. Then we can have a conversation. Because I'm trying to understand the pre-colonial mind. But how do I do that when all I know are colonial languages? Yeah. That affects how we think.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
That is powerful because you just broke, that's just going to break the internet first off, because the idea that people will say that you speak white, well, yeah, where do you think the word came from? It came from England. Again, that's the English language. They don't know that.
You're talking to Southern black folks that are I'm Chicago.
Right.
Kentucky,
I'm from
Alabama.
Harlem. I could code switch any day.
Yeah, but when they would say, man, you talk white, you're like, what?
It doesn't matter.
Next time somebody, I swear, next time somebody says that to me.
And see what, and watch their face.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
You speak English. I don't care how you speak your English. You still, that's not our native language.
But they were designed that way. They were designed that way.
Yeah.
That kind of attitude was designed. So when we meet them, this is all designed, man. So what are you going to tell a dude from Mississippi? Well, man, you ain't black. I'm like, what are you going to tell him? You want to fight you? You're like, well,
I don't know what to tell you.
It is what it is.
I want to know about your mom. Tell us about your mom. Where is she from, and what did she teach you about her culture and roots?
My mom is from the Bronx.
Yes, son. I 6 years in the Bronx, the South Bronx.
You lived in the South Bronx.
Prospect. Second, I took the 25 train off of Prospect.
Oh, wow.
169 in Prospect, across the street from Jamaican drug dealers.
Yeah.
Every day they'd be like, hey, comedian, me watch you on BT. And I'd be like this.
Me watch you.
And I'd be like this, thanks, booyakasha. And I just keep walking. But no, I was right in Mott Haven, which was the poorest congressional district in all of America. But I was just...
Is it really?
Because when I first got to New York, I was like, when I was finding an apartment, I was looking up these ads and it said apartments in the Bronx or whatever, whatever. And I was like, all right. So this dude, his name was Kareem. No last name. His name Kareem. Missing a tooth.
He watching right now too.
Get off. And he's like, yo, you in the hood, right? I was like, yeah. I'm just looking for an apartment. He goes, yeah, I'm just letting you know. Whew. This is the guy selling me the apartment.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm just letting you know.
Hey, he's like, I'm just letting you know. It's the hood. So
yeah,
I'm gonna show you what.
Oh my God!
I'm like, I'm a guy. I'm all right with it.
Coming to America.
Right.
He's like, this is real messed up.
Yeah, right.
That was really funny.
Like that.
Yeah, when I was in Harlem, at first it was 148th and Frederick Douglass by Jackie Robinson Park.
Okay.
Hood stuff. But 118 Atlantic was when things were getting better.
Yeah.
And then I went and got. This was like. Early 2000s.
Okay.
And then I got a house in the Bronx, some house from an old jazz singer, Maxine Sullivan, shout out to her. And I was just, my block was nice. And they renamed the street. It was Ritter Street. Now it's Maxine Sullivan Street, which was cool. But then around the block in the Bronx, I was like, whew, but it was what it was, you know what I mean? But I didn't know it was the poorest congressional district that I was in at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's a good experience though, because I've lived all around New York City. I still live in New York.
Yeah, my mother, so she's from the Bronx, projects.
Yeah.
And it's crazy hearing you talk about this guy telling you this is the hood, because being from Harlem and seeing, its evolution, Brooklyn too, but the gentrification has brought in fun, beautiful things and really sad things,
Yeah.
And I mean, is it nice to know that maybe kids aren't leaving their house every morning to school and seeing a new cardboard box every day with candles to see, when they heard the gunshot the night before, oh, that's who it was, right? Like growing up, that was the reality. Just walking up to the subway, be like, oh, snap, sleep away from the window,
Yeah.
And now it's like Whole Foods, it's just very different.
I remember
what you said, the sad things. What are some of the sad things? I think, if you've ever been part of a community out there, it's gone through gentrification, there are some beautification things that happen, but there are a lot of disconnection. When you talk about sad, what's sad?
It's the pricing people out. It's people not being able to afford it anymore.
It sucks.
Sometimes being forcefully removed from their homes.
Sure.
Having their homes stolen from them.
Stolen from their legacy stuff.
Yeah. And then just culturally, like, vibe, man. Harlem back in the day was just a vibe.
Yeah, you grew up there. What was that like?
What
was it like then
13,
and to now?
I went to March. I told my parents because I was playing Lady in Green in high school, freshwoman year. And that was Ntozake Shange's role in For Colored Girls.
Shange, look at you.
We did For Colored Girls, okay? And I was the only fresh woman in the play. It was all juniors and seniors.
Fresh
and I
woman.
was like,
Remember, she's saying fresh woman. I
was
love
like,
it.
I gotta be authentic. I gotta get a nose ring, because she says in that monologue, somebody almost walked off with all of my stuff. She says, with that silver ring in my nose. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell them I gotta be real, and they were just like, go ahead, just go ahead. So I went to 125th Street, Mart 125, and they had all these booths, and they were selling bags and whatever. And this one guy had a gun, and he was like, "All right, you getting ears pierced? No, nose. Okay, okay, $5."
$5. Have you been in 120?
This is a long time ago.
125?
I was 13. Okay.
125 is I would go there to get my tub of shea butter for $5.
Yep.
And I'd get my tub of black soap.
Black soap.
And then, it's a tub of that.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, let me get that, and I'll get some oils. They always go, brother, got some oils for you, dog. Check it out. I got the Egyptian gold. This Egyptian gold. This is my other mix right here. This is the Nile River.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you.
The
Put it on
names
you,
are
son.
always like,
yo, the ladies are gonna
beautiful.
And,
Yeah.
and they
from Africa.
And they always say they make it's like, yo, this is my potion. But then you go to another booth, it's the same oils. You're like, I'm like, yo, man, nah, he ain't got
always
my
the
stuff
same.
original, baby. And then I would get the books. All the books would be
That's
laid
what I
out.
was gonna say. The books, they had tables all
books.
up and down the street.
Yeah.
People selling their wares,
Yes.
used books, out of print books that you can't find anywhere. Like the real stuff, records.
Oh yeah. 125.
And then
you go
they cleaned it up.
So that's no longer there.
I think recently people are starting
to come back
outside, but for a long time they cleaned it up. The cops were like, "No mas, you cannot do this. This is illegal. You have to have a permit and have a store." And put a lot of people, this is their survival. They come trying to make ends
It's still
meet.
around. I was there not too long
little
ago
bit.
because I shot my special Rebel with the Cause at the Apollo last year.
Amazing.
Yeah, so just wearing my shirt, Godfrey, Rebel with the Cause, and I saw some. There were still some tables. There's still people selling their stuff, their jewelry.
They're coming back.
The market, the Harlem market's still there. I was like, that's cool. It's still there.
The
it's still the
116th
black-
market, they thought that it was shutting down, but they're renovating it apparently.
You know what
They
renovations
moved them
mean?
to another location temporarily. I don't know. It's very suspicious. But I'm
I was
not
gonna
there.
say, you seem very
I'm not there.
But the Senegalese got the 116th. A lot of Senegalese.
Yes.
That's why I would eat Senegalese food almost every day.
All the time.
Tibu jen, tibu yas.
BB.
So you've had Senegalese jollof rice?
Tell them how good it is. Tell her how good it is.
So have you had Nigerian jollof rice?
Uh-huh.
Have you
Senegalese
had
wins.
Ghanaian?
Of course.
Okay, I'll put you on the hot seat. Who has the
Guys,
best?
don't get me in trouble.
Who has the best?
I think
Come on
Senegal.
now. Come on now.
Honestly,
I think Senegal.
This is good.
They're all different. But
This is a safe,
Senegal.
no, don't lead her into an answer.
I'm not leading her. She's an individual.
This is a safe space. You can tell us. I mean, you are going to hear it. You don't hear it.
Senegal.
yeah, I feel like Nigeria and Ghana are in their own war, and then Senegal's kind of off to the side, not really caring. So I'm gonna go with Senegal to be safe.
Yeah, that's a fair.
to be
Because they don't participate. It's like let these ones fight it out.
But here's the thing: they're just totally different. They're
No, I know.
smaller. You can't even compare them. They're so. You haven't eaten it yet.
I've only seen it on
Wait
YouTube.
till you
I've
eat
never
it.
eaten it.
Wait
No,
till
it's
you
very
eat it.
different. But I
Very
also that
different.
was the rice that I grew up eating because it was right there on 116th Street.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
whenever my mother, we'd be going home from work, she was like, you know what, I'm not cooking tonight. We getting, whatever.
Yeah.
She would get her DB. I would have, some fish, some jabba whatever. But the rice, that was
It's
the when you're
small
young,
grain,
it's like it
tiny
becomes
grain.
Kind of like
familiar.
a couscous grain.
Almost exactly,
Oh,
but
wow.
it's just
Okay.
it's so. Watch.
Okay, I can't wait. Anybody from Senegal want to make me some Senegalese?
And then you put the onions on top.
The onion with the gravy.
I've never had it. I've only seen it prepared.
I ate it every day. They knew I was coming. Brother, how are you? And then Muslim.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, I'm here for, boy. Good. I be in there, sitting there with their little mix-max furniture.
Yeah.
They don't care. They be like, just sit on the crate.
Not anymore.
No,
No,
not anymore.
now they got.
But I was there when
now
it was
you gotta
raw.
go sit down. It's like a whole thing. You gotta call and make a reservation.
No, I was there when
You
it
gotta
was.
call
I was
the
there when it was raw. The music's playing like Baba Mal and all that, and you see all the other Senegalese dudes in there like this. I'm like, who are these dudes? Because they'll have their own people. They think it's their house.
I feel like part of me feel like I missed the East Coast culture because I didn't grow up out there.
Yeah.
Your father from Connecticut, your mom the Bronx. You grew up in Harlem. What are some of your favorite memories? You've talked about some of them, but are there any other memories that you have from Harlem?
You mentioned the Apollo Theater.
All right. Showtime at the Apollo. And shout out, rest in peace to Kiki Shepard. Rest in peace to Kiki Shepard.
Yes, rest in
I mean,
peace.
she was an icon.
Yes.
And she was like the judge. She was just elegant and just to come judge who wins.
Yes.
So rest in peace to her. Because I did the Showtime at the Apollo when Monique hosted.
Wow.
I lived on 118th, and I remember they said they want you to do Apollo. I said, cool. And so I remember they said, do you want a car? I go, no, I live down the street. So I walked to the Apollo. I had my set. I walked to the Apollo. I was watching TV at the time. Got my clothes on, walked to the Apollo. I saw Susan DePass backstage.
Susan DePass, yeah.
And I showed Monique gave me a big hug. I got on stage, ripped it, went right back to my apartment and started watching TV again.
Yeah, just that. Wow.
That's how close I was to the Apollo, 7 blocks away.
My first time performing on the stage was about, I want to say 8 years old.
Oh, wow, that's big time.
Oh, you go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a. Were you
So
nervous?
one thing about Harlem community, members of the community, their daughter went to my mother's school, and they were also like in the dance world, are like auntie and uncle. And this dance company, Forces of Nature, Diane Harvey and Abdel Salam, had a show, and they had a handful of the kids from my mom's school do a little skit before the performance to explain what we're talking about. So we got on stage in a little makeshift classroom, and the teacher's talking about Columbus and lies, textbooks. And the kids are like murmuring, like, this is not true. Like, yeah, my grandfather said that Africans were coming over before the Columbus, and that they have the heads of stone that are carved, and the Olmec heads of stone that look like African faces. Yeah. So then finally one of the kids, who played by my brother, stands up and yells at the teacher, "No, my grandfather did not lie to me. I know it's true. La cabeza negra de piedra es verdad. The black heads of stone is true. It's true. And then we're like, yeah. And then like the dancers come out and they do this whole dance of beautiful integration between the East and the West, between the indigenous Black people and the continental Black people. And it was phenomenal. This is back in, 19... Yeah.
19, who would he?
This is, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of the Apollo, that's one of the answers to your question. That was a beautiful memory.
Yeah.
Gosh, so much. My parents were activists,
Dope.
Anything that happened,
Yeah.
anybody was protesting, we was gonna protest.
Yeah.
make your signs. Okay, let's go outside, marching up and down the street. It was just all a very conscious
Our parents were, protesting, our parents were so about survival.
Yeah, because they came from a different.
When I started going to see the minister in college, you know, we had a black book club that we forced in college. I went to a very PWI university, only 800 black, and then there was 40-something thousand whites, Illinois. And we created a book club on our own. We forced ourselves to do a book club, and we brought in Stokely Carmichael, Sister Soldier,
My dad
Francis
was
Cresswell
in SNCC, was his bodyguard.
SNCC, okay, yeah. When he was Kwame
Stokely.
Ture, he came to us. We had Sister Soldier. We had Daruba Ben Wahad, who was in the Black Panthers with Afeni Shakur. We all brought them in.
Yeah, Afeni lived downstairs for a second.
Yes, so we had all
from you.
Yeah, my mom.
So we had all those people. So my activism was on my own. And my father would be like, what is all this, you know, just do your, I say, yeah, Dad, but I'm going to go see Minister Farrakhan. And I would go see him at 18 years old.
Wow.
I would go to, because I'm south side of Chicago, I lived on the north side. I'd go see Minister Farrakhan. I go, because on the news, they like just vilify. I was like, who is it? I said, let me go see this dude myself. Just, you know, I give everybody a chance. Okay, so I went, I said, wow. I came back like, Daddy, I think that I've changed my life. I said, what are you talking? I said, listen, the black man is suffering in America. He's like, okay, throw out the garbage. I said, that's the problem, brother.
Am I your mix?
But I was like, and I took it to college. I took it to college. I brought his tapes to my dorm room. I was listening, so I was in it. Now you know, you're listening to Public Enemy. You listen to KRS-One, and when Queen Latifah was the super conscious ladies first, and so I created my own activism with my friends, the girl I was dating, we were all like, so I'm glad I got into it.
Yeah, and you're framing it like as a privilege, right? Because your father was focused on survival, but you had the luxury of being an activist. But for my parents who were poor, the activism was survival.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Because it was about multi-generational survival.
Yeah.
It's like, how can we not get on the Chinese bus in Soho and go down to Washington, D.C. every time there's a protest and make your chest a billboard and go, like, it was a thing, because if they didn't do something,
then nothing was going to change.
Right.
And so here we are again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it's really interesting the way you said that, because, you know, with Godfrey and my parents and a lot of parents who come, you know, from different countries and within Africa and come here, the meaning of survival, although the same, different, because they were fleeing, you know, the colonialism and then coming here and then seeing the difference in that. But yeah, it was like activism wasn't just this. It was like this was part of the survival experience. Did that activism for your parents lead them to go to and travel to Africa to see the other side? Have you had a chance to go to Africa? What was that experience for them or for you?
Yes, for them, and yes, for me more times, because I'm a traveler, you know, more than they are. So yeah, I've been to a few places.
Where have you been? What's your favorite?
I've been to Accra a few times. Been to Marrakesh, Morocco.
Marrakesh.
Yes. Been to Tanzania, Zanzibar, Botswana. I hosted their first fashion week in 2010.
Awesome.
Nice.
South Africa, Cape Town, Joburg.
Yeah.
Uganda, Rwanda.
And you got both of us beat.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I forgetting?
I think I'm sitting.
You dusting us off.
I think I'm sitting at 5.
Egypt? I was in Egypt. I did Egypt.
I haven't been to Egypt yet. I have to go to Kemet.
It seems like you were starting here. You were going like this. You started in the northwest, and then you go down to the west.
He's like,
and then you came down.
And they came back around.
He's like, that's why I'm on 154. I've been to all 54. You fools. How do you call yourself 154 and you've only been to 4 of them?
Well, no, I think
Yaya.
No, we're 154 because you've done 5. No, you've done 4. No, you've done 4. I've done 5, and you've done 9.
We like 2 old men. Did you get that? 5 plus 4 equals 9. Boy, you smart. boy. This boy crazy. Show's over. Good night. We done 4.
Oh, my
You done 5. Equal 9. Every time we do the same, we go, oh, I know what that means.
Oh my God.
No, but it's true because
Like the
I've
2
really
old
been.
dudes in the Muppets, man.
No, but I've really been to 5 countries. You've
Yes.
done 4, and I think she
Africa.
listed off 9.
And you did 9. Man, this is like universal numbers.
It's amazing combination. Yes, yes.
Oh my goodness, I gotta collect myself. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to pick off from.
Would have been all equal 20. It was like 5 times 4. Man, I can't take it. The numerical coincidence.
Oh, now you're gonna go into your Terrence Howard now.
No, I did not go with Terrence Howard.
Oh boy.
Oh,
You.
oh my goodness.
Oh, that face.
What's next?
That face. Because 5 times 4 is not 0. What? I'm telling you, it's not what you think it is.
Doesn't he sound like him? Doesn't he sound
I'm
like
saying, I sound light-skinned, but I'm not.
Wow, he's so good. You're so good.
Yeah, he is. He really is. I don't know how he pulls that
I
stuff
know.
out.
Every
right?
time, I'm just like,
Every time.
By the end of this interview, he's gonna have.
I'm gonna be
you down,
Yaya.
too. He's gonna-
Yaya,
he's
I'm
gonna
like
have you
this.
down.
ooh,
I'm Yaya.
dude, I can't wait.
So your mom from the Bronx, but she has heritage to Brazil, right? Yeah, right.
So, yes, the
Okay.
Caribbean and Brazil are branches. The people who are from there were Africans,
Yeah,
relocated.
yeah.
So, yeah, her mom's people were from Montserrat / St. Croix / Barbados. Her dad's people were from Brazil, but all Bronx.
Nice.
Yeah,
Found.
so you know, it's interesting because I think we've talked about this on the show when you think about Brazil. Brazil, largest,
Population.
outside of Africa, and you think about what that transatlantic slave trade did. A lot of people may not even be aware of this, that over 5 million slaves were brought to Brazil, and that number far surpasses that of America. And you think about how many people are in Brazil that are of African descent, and yet when you see the portrayal of Brazilians, it's not what the numbers suggest.
It's Bündchen, Giselle Bündchen.
Right.
It's Giselle, the German version of Brazil.
It is. I remember the first time I went to, Copacabana Beach, and I was just like, oh, wow. I was taken by surprise because I didn't even know, because I was, everything I learned was here in the States. So I had a certain perspective.
And that was Copacabana Beach.
Yes.
Not
Sao Paulo.
Pelourinho Beach in Salvador, Bahia, which is where most of the highest concentration of melanin exists in Bahia.
Yeah, and that was just. And so, what did your parents and your mom you guys had that discussion? I'm sure about the true mix and the true nature of Brazil and the people of Brazil. What was that like growing up, and how they educated you on that?
I mentioned growing up in the capoeira world. I mentioned my godfather, my father, who was one of the first Americans. My older brother, 10 years older than me, was the first child to learn capoeira in the United States, if not outside of Brazil.
That's insane.
At 5 years old.
Wow.
So 4 or 5.
What's his name?
Mamadou,
Mamadou. All right.
my brother.
That's dope.
Yes, Ibaya, he's now an ancestor.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so all of the Brazilian capoeiristas that would come with this family, with this group, which is now Capoeira Luanda, they were the rainbow. There was every shade of person, you know what I mean? And a lot of Black Brazilians. And so I didn't rely on movies to understand what it was. It was just important. And I think that goes not just for Brazil, but there are a lot of places in South and Central America that are Blacker than you think.
Yeah.
For real.
Way Blacker. I went to Buenaventura, Colombia.
Yeah.
Oh. Cartagena?
Yo.
Cartagena? It's
Buenaventura.
yeah.
It's all Black.
Cuba.
It is all, and not just Black, but their music, the way that they sing
African,
and
so
dance, the
African.
call and response, the group dancing. It's not,
so
I call it
African.
line dancing, but everything, the flavors, it is so African.
I know. Garafuna.
Yes, exactly.
They look
and
like
so
my mom.
if you pay attention,
Right.
we out there.
Yeah.
But if you just watching movies,
Well, they're not going to show you that.
Right.
And my thing is too, I'm wondering, because I know the Brazilians, Black Brazilians were talking about, they're trying their best to like bleach it out, the Black folks and protect, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to, because they always represent Brazil with the whitest looking people all the time.
and oftentimes that's
that?
also because that's who makes it out. So if you meet Brazilians who have traveled or on vacation or who relocated, you're going to be lighter skinned because Brazil has the closest thing to a caste system. It's, it's been that way for a
Like
long time.
Lima,
So
you know, remember Lima?
The darker populations are also the poorest.
Yeah.
And so they're not buying the flights to New York for Christmas. You know what I mean? So if you walk around and you hear, Portuguese, you're going to see the people who, like most places in the world.
You know, it's crazy
We're
because
privileged.
I wore this shirt because of you. You can see right here, it says Olodum.
Olodum.
Olodum. And, this is, a group that, fought against racism in Brazil. But Michael Jackson wore this shirt in his video, They Don't Care About Us, right? 1996.
Yeah.
And
Michael.
And he had the band. And the
yes, the Olodum. Remember that? Yes. He had them behind him.
That's what made them angry.
But that
Michael
song,
was real conscious.
right there, not only was it talking about like what was going on in the States, but it was actually what was going on in Brazil too, because a lot of people don't know that the Brazilian government did not want him to film there. They didn't want him to show what the other side of Brazil looked like. And there were fears that they had a bid for the 2004 Olympics. And if Michael Jackson did this massive video there, that people would see how poor, and especially that the black population and how they were living. And I mean, Michael Jackson had to get all sorts of internal help, like from the locals that help protect Michael Jackson.
The gangsters.
Just to be
in the
able to shoot that
favelas,
video. In the favelas. That's exactly right.
Did you ever go?
Yes, I did. I had a rock thrown at me.
That's hilarious.
It was like, asked me for some money. I was like, no, man. I was like, oh, shit.
You're like this. Wait a minute.
I was like,
I didn't expect this.
And then I was about to go in, and I go, hold on. I said, no, I'm outnumbered here. I was like, let me just chill.
I got to the favelas because my friend, who was in, the carnival is about the escolas. It's the samba schools. It's a competition of samba schools, which I didn't know. My friend was in Grande Rio and Portela, and she was like, hey, do you want to take part? I was with some guys from Atlanta. It was a bunch of Americans. You want to take part in the and we were like, yeah.
In the rehearsal?
What?
In the rehearsal?
In the parade.
Oh,
and we're like, we didn't know. We're like, yeah. And then she goes, okay, we wanted to buy costumes. So we put on the costumes. And let me tell you something. I didn't know it was like floats. Yeah. So we're just in the back.
What kind of costume was it?
It was just like, you got the pants and the,
Okay. I thought you were going to say it was like a sunga.
So we were sitting there like, you'd have to do the dances, right? The thing moves, right? It moves, the float moves, and you're like doing the little, in Portuguese, and you're like, whatever. And then we're walking. I'm like, it's nighttime. I go, man, how long is this parade? We're still going and stuff. I said, man, what do we do? I don't even understand this. And then you said, oh, it's a competition of the floats. But we were the last float. So we get into the Samba Drome. Didn't know. We get into this big stadium and there's people cheering. I was like, oh, this is what we walked for so long. We were heading to the Samba Drome. And so it's like, it's 6 a.m. We finally get to this Samba Drome. I'm my eater. I'm flat-footed. So I'm like, whatever the hell. I'm like, boom. I'm like, what the hell? So then it ends. And so we have to go through the favelas and we sit at people's homes that we don't even know, these wonderful Brazilian people. Because I had just finished watching The City of God the day before. Cidade Deus.
Not the day before.
I saw The City of God before I went to Brazil. I was like, oh man, that favelas, I don't want to be there. I'm like, oh, I'm in the same place. I just watched the movie.
Yeah.
So they were so wonderful. The people were wonderful.
yeah.
And then the news people came up to us because they found out me and some other Americans were joining the parade. They were like, hey, it was Channel 4. It's a big Brazilian news thing. And so they interviewed me and my friend. It's like, yeah, we're from New York City. And they were like, wow, how do you like Brazil? And then we were on TV all over. I get back to my hotel area. Everybody's like, we saw you. Hey, we saw you on the TV, man. Whoa. I was like, and they were like, Godfrey, even in Brazil, you got on TV. Damn.
So, did you ever go to favelas?
I sure did.
Yeah.
I sure did. When I was in college, so I was studying at the university there, and I was staying next to it in Gavia. Okay. Which is the last neighborhood before City of God.
Is that the same? That's the same. That's the same place where Michael
Judeos.
shot, right? Or is that different from where Michael Jackson shot?
I'm not sure.
Or where they shot the City of God.
Where the movie was shot was in City of God. Yeah, Cidade Judeos. So, yeah, I went to parties there.
Yeah.
Like as a student, but my experience was different because I made it my mission to disappear. Like, that is the reason my Portuguese got so good, because it was not the time to be an American traveling the world. Bush was starting the Iraq War. Everybody was freaking out. And I was just like, yeah, I can assimilate. And I did. I just like disappeared. I left a lot of the clothes that I wore, that I brought with me, that were not the style.
It was very
because that's before we had jeggings here, right? Back then, all the jeans had stretch. It was like, I was like, damn, my jeans are not tight enough. I cannot. Or like, I needed everything. I was like, I'm just wearing flip-flops, getting these little spandex, and blending in. So, yes, I went to parties in City of God.
And they party for real.
Big time party.
It was, yeah.
And my dumb ass was partying hard. And then I was taking jujitsu for a week. My dumb took jujitsu because I was like, oh, I'm gonna do I was doing hapkido. So I was into martial arts, heavy, Korean martial arts. So then I'm there, I met another dude who was taekwondo. Man, he goes, yo, why don't we take a jujitsu class? I was like, yeah. So we went to some school, and the guy name was Fabricio. All of them named Fabricio. He goes, welcome to the jiu-jitsu. You come and learn jiu-jitsu. We teach you good jiu-jitsu. And I said, cool. I bought the uniform.
It's actually kind of good, the accent.
I bought the uniform and everything, right? And they go, you come tomorrow, 7 o'clock, jiu-jitsu, okay? And they called me Dios Libre, Godfrey. Hey, Dios Libre, you coming? Dios Libre.
Dios Libre?
Dios Libre. So they were like this, Godfrey, you come to jiu-jitsu 7 o'clock in the morning. I go, okay, obrigado. I go, I'm partying. 6 in the morning, I go, oh, damn, I ain't go to jiu-jitsu. So I'm laying down, like, I'll lay down for like an hour. And then you hear the guy comes to my door, Fabricio. Godfrey, time for jiu-jitsu, Dios Libre. Time to come to jiu-jitsu. I gave him my address. Damn. And every day, so I did it for an hour, 2 hours every day in the hot, no air condition. No, I'm doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I'm doing jiu-jitsu. I was like, what am I? I was partying and doing jiu-jitsu for a week. It was a great experience.
That's amazing.
Dios Libre. Okay, come on, do it. I had to do the drills over.
Wow.
What's the biggest difference between the States and Brazil? Like, you've spent time there. Like, what are some of the things that you noticed?
Hookup culture is one.
Hookup, like just like, yo, like we about to do the thing, or?
No, like to hook up. Yeah, I guess hook up here is a broader term, but hook up like just kiss.
Oh, okay.
So
awesome.
You can be, I mean, things may have changed.
Okay.
Woo, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I gotta hear this.
He knows what I'm about to say. Yeah. So there's a thing where if you're out at the club, at least back then, and you're having a good time with somebody, they'll ask you like, "Quer ficar?" Like,
can I get kissed?
You want to hook up?
Hell
and
yeah.
you're like, either yes or no. No problem. Yes, okay. And then you could do it on the dance floor, or you move to the side and you just start kissing. And maybe just having these kissing sessions in these public places. And a lot of times, I mean, you could keep in touch with that person, or you could not. It would be like, okay, thank you, nice to meet you, okay, bye. And that would be it. And I was like, what is going on here? And I'm like, you didn't exchange information? No. He was nice, but it's okay.
And we just did the kiss thing, and that was it.
Oh my
And
God.
women there are, I remember being.
Women, men, everyone does it.
Yeah.
But you know what's great though is like when we were there, you should have seen the American
This is obviously
men.
pre-COVID.
But our faces were all the American dudes were like, "What's up, man? All right." Chill. We was with some of the hottest women, and they're actually. You're okay with you looking at them. They like that. And it was like, wow, this is weird. I'm
What
like,
do you mean they
they like
you looking at them?
Look, not
Like,
looking at
in the
them.
States, they don't want you looking at them.
America, you look at what you looking at. Sometimes it
Yeah,
happens here.
that's
But it was
interesting,
such,
yeah.
and it wasn't even the freedom in Brazil. It's like they're okay with their bodies. They're okay being in.
That is a huge thing.
And
On
what do
the
you mean?
What do you
beach,
mean?
Yeah.
Everybody, and I mean every body type, is out on the beach,
Yeah.
free in
Less
G's,
clothes. Yeah.
string
Whatever, and
bikinis,
nobody's
the men are
yes.
wearing little tighty shorts,
Yes.
sungas, everybody.
And nobody's
little, old,
that's right.
wrinkly,
That's right.
everybody.
Everybody.
Whereas here, you wouldn't have that. So like I said, I had to get
Yeah.
new jeans. I had to get new bathing suits.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you wearing this big old thing?
Yeah.
I had to get everything.
And nobody
to fit in.
cares.
Well, yeah. So
Nobody
what's the
cares.
difference between bathing suits? I know when I told my wife, well, that was something I remember going to Copacabana Beach, and I'm like, oh shoot! And she was like, I can't believe. I didn't know. I was just
They were
we're
free,
just going. Yeah,
but nobody's
it's
yelling
freer out there. Like,
But nobody's
Yeah.
yelling
Yeah.
at women and doing nothing. It's just normal. That's why I liked about it. You still show
Yeah.
respect. But the women
Exactly.
were okay with you coming up to them. They liked a man talking to them. It wasn't like, you know how America can get sometimes. Some American women, what are you looking at? It's like, so I was like, oh. They're like, no, it's okay. Come again. You're like, what? Oh, you felt like a king. When I got back from Brazil and I showed people footage, you know how many of my friends went to Brazil 10 times after that? I was like,
You and Snoop and all the other. Who else did that beautiful song? Remember that video?
oh yeah, with Pharrell.
Yeah.
Everybody saw that. And
Beautiful. I want
What's
you
their
to know you're my favorite. To get and I had another guy who sold us apartments there. He was from DC, a brother from DC. We hooked up with him. He got you an apartment on Copacabana Street. And I go, you from DC? He goes, yeah, man. You know, I'm DC, but I got here and I never came back. I called my people, said, I'm not coming back.
yeah.
He said, look at my wife. I was like, he goes, yeah, I ain't coming back to America. I'm good.
hilarious.
And I speak Portuguese now. I'm good.
Yeah.
That beach scene. Which beach scene you prefer? American beach scene or Brazilian beach scene?
Oh, I'll take Brazil. Brazil any day.
Yeah, why? For you?
Because you can buy things and it's fun and people are playing, games and volleyball and football and you can buy a snack or acai bowl and they'll just
Real
bring it to
acai.
you. Real acai.
Yeah.
People are interacting and having fun together or helping each other. It's just open and beautiful. And yeah, you can just, it's normal to be out there all day. In Bahia is the first time that I was around Black people that just wanted to get blacker and blacker and blacker and blacker. They had this oil that they would put on before we went to the beach. It was this dark red. I don't know what was in it, but all the women, they would be like, okay, come in. And they would just help me rub it all over, rub it on my back, whatever. And we would just lay out in the sun for hours.
Yeah. Right on. Right on.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the colorism thing is pretty big out there too. So it's when you
It
say
is,
that,
but
it didn't stop the women from putting that red thing on.
from knowing
Yeah.
beauty?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean?
You talked about this before, and I thought it was interesting because even because we're going to start talking about your career, but you've mentioned how, like, especially in Hollywood, that the colorism from Brazil and how it reflects like Latinos, that it doesn't necessarily represent Afro-Latinos or Latinos in a way that shows people the diversity of Latinos. Like it's just, the Jennifer Lopez type imagery of what a Latina looks like. How have you fought against that?
I have not.
Yeah.
In fact, it's only recently that the Afro-Latino community has even considered me. or the Latino community.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't a concern. It's, I have 4 grandparents. One of them is from there. I wasn't born there. It's all good. I don't need to be a part of the club. But I think when I got on the Lincoln Lawyer, which, the lead actor of the show is Mexican, and there's a lot of Spanish being spoken on set and in front of the camera. They kind of bring it in now and then. And it has a huge Latin American fan base. Yeah. And so they were like, hold on, her last name's DaCosta. Why? Oh, well, where is she? Oh, she's part Brazilian. Oh, okay. Well, let's have her come and host the Latin American something awards or da-da-da-da. And like things started happening, but I was like, wow, I've like been here a long time. And this is the first that I'm hearing people really talk. And it's not just me.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Afro-Latina actresses and actors who are kind of getting more
comfortable and just
just that people are talking about it more.
Laz Alonso.
But it's right.
Laz, Cuban.
Yeah. But I think, my issue with that is that it's an excuse for more division. Like, if you are in Brazil, if I am in Dominican Republic, where I also stayed, I spent 3 months there as a teenager. If I'm in a lot of places, the Black people will know they're Black and they don't cease being Black because they speak a different colonizer language. It's the same history. So I don't really care to latch on to another identity that separates me from my people. Like, doesn't matter where you got dropped off. And yes, some of us were here. I also have indigenous ancestry here, and they also were Black. And still, I don't find a need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I love Brazil, and I love the culture, and I love the food, and I love the dance, and also I love hip hop, and I love jazz, and I love all the things. I don't
You're
have
a cultural
to choose.
woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I got to choose.
Yeah, right.
It's like all our
so-
people,
Yeah.
man. It's all our,
That's how I feel.
Period.
I mean, I grew up, I was indoctrinated to be a Garveyite in a sense. So I really don't. Yeah.
Real talk.
And when I travel, I see myself. I see my mother's face. I see my father's face in all these different places.
They never lied.
Like, it's
Never
just
lied.
so affirming. I have people coming, like, that's growing up in Harlem. People coming up to me speaking a language I don't know, speaking Amharic, because they thought it was Ethiopian.
How many languages do you speak?
I'm fluent in 3, and then conversational in 3 more, and then I'm learning the 2 that I told you about. I'm learning.
Fluent in 3. It could be more.
What's the 3?
English, Portuguese, and Spanish.
Oh, wow, that's
and then I get around in French. I was fluent in French 20 years ago, but I don't practice. So I watch to brush up. I just watch, really, really good. Oui, bien sûr.
Bien sûr, of course. She said, of course. Tu peux avancer un peu.
Why are you interpreting for me? I know what she's
saying. A
saying.
little French on it.
You see that? You can't count to 10 though.
What was that? Ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Très bien. 11, 12,
13, 14. See, he didn't think I knew.
16, oh, yeah.
See. Don't stop at 18 and think you're better than me.
You count to 10. What other language you count to 10 in? 1 to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on now.
Moja, mbili, tatu, nne, tano, sita, saba, nane, tisa, kumi. That's Swahili.
That's Swahili. Give me another.
Do Hana Tool set next.
Hana Tool. That's from.
Wait, what's that?
That's Korean.
Korean. From
Korean.
Isan. That's just Chinese.
Yeah.
You know Japanese? Ichi, ni, san, shi,
yeah, san,
ko,
shi.
roku,
Yeah.
shichi, hachi, ku, ju.
Hey.
Okay, give me another one.
Nippon.
Hold on, she's gonna make it up to 9. She'd have been to 9 African countries.
Nihonjin desu. Nihonjin desu.
Give me another one.
Sumimasen.
Hey, domo
I
arigato.
don't think you're an actress. I think you're a spy. I think you're a spy.
Yes.
That's what I actually think.
You are a spook for the CIA.
No, you work for like.
She was sent to like
You're telling
destroy this
stories.
show.
You're telling like intimate stories when you spent time. I was in school in the Dominican Republic. I was in school in Brazil, and
You're faking.
And all of a sudden, I'm speaking all these. And the way she did it too. Oh, I'm casual, and I don't want to put it out there because you're asking me questions. They're gonna know I'm a spy. You a spy? I already know you a spy. How many people you taking out?
Who am I spying for?
I don't know. You taking out some people though.
Her earrings are recording us.
The star people?
Because you're an Ivy Leaguer too. I mean, you're smart as all get out.
Yeah.
I would love to, because I found that fascinating reading your story and just like, man, like this is an Ivy Leaguer. What was that like being in the Ivy League? I went to just a regular school. I didn't go. No, what was that like?
DeVry.
Do you remember when you got that letter saying that you're coming?
Yes.
You're going to Brown?
Y'all, I did not. Let me tell you, it was so triumphant because I had the worst counselor, the college counselors that they assign you.
Oh.
I don't even remember her name. Good. It was so crazy. This list that she gave me, she was like, these are great matches for you. They were all by then we had a common app where you do one application, just copy it and then send it to all of those. Yeah. All the schools were on the common app. Not bad schools. But when I showed it to my parents, who lived 5 hours from the school because it was in Massachusetts, they were like, we're driving up there. We're driving up there. How dare they? They're like, our children, no. And I was like, oh, shoot. Okay. It's okay. You don't have to drive up there. I'm just going to ignore it. I'll make my own list. So I made my own list. And I applied to all of them. Yale, Harvard, Brown. I did whatever. Wesleyan. Oh, Swarthmore was the top, one of the top schools at that time, that year. It was like rated the top. Mm-hmm. They gave me a full ride. There were a few others. Columbia, they waitlisted me.
Okay. Stanford?
Oh, no. They didn't waitlist me. They didn't want to give me housing because my parents live in Manhattan. Okay. And I was like...
Stanford?
Yeah. No.
She wasn't coming out west.
There were a few. There weren't so many. Oh. But because I defied, and when I got back to school and had these meetings with the teachers, they were just treating me as if I was being rebellious, and they were sad because they didn't, and I was an excellent student. I was cum laude, all that. But their implicit bias was so hard, like ingrained, that they just could not see.
So almost like, so you were being defiant because you were going for the Ivy League schools and not the other schools that they had suggested, and thinking that you like maybe were suffering from delusions of grandeur.
I don't think they thought that I was suffering. They were scared, like, well, what if she doesn't get in? She doesn't have a backup. And she needs a backup because she's...
There's always DeVry.
And on scholarship, you know? She can't go to them if they don't give her a scholarship. She got a scholarship here, but what if they don't give her a scholarship? Whatever. Right. Or they were racist. I don't know.
Everest College.
Okay?
Everest.
But every acceptance letter that came in, I taped to my dorm room door, outside in the hallway, so everybody walking by could see. I was just so elated and so proud, and I chose Brown, and it was tough because they did not give me a free ride. And my dad was like, well, you can do what you want to do. Just know that, that stuff comes with that. You know what I mean? There's a parental contribution. There are loans. I still had a scholarship, but it wasn't a full ride. So we had to make up for it. I had 5 jobs and 5 classes every semester.
Well, at least it was Brown University.
I mean,
right, one white university is Brown. I think that's a perfect university for you. Brown University.
Was it all that you thought it was going to be? Was it harder than you thought? Was it like, did you walk? Because I saw this interview with what was it? Who was it? Was it maybe Barack or somebody? It was like
Joy.
Was it Joy? Oh, it's like
Joy Reid said when you get there.
That's right.
Barack also said too.
Go on, you want to do it? It's kind of like, well,
you want to do it?
Yeah.
It's not that.
Do it.
It's not that big of a deal.
There you go. Do it.
They're not all that. What you think they are? You know? He talked about that. He was just talking about like
very
sometimes
good.
you think
I wanted him to do his Barack.
That was very
it.
good.
I was doing it.
No, I just tried to alley-oop you something. Because, you don't think you can do stuff. And
No,
I always
I
go,
got that
do your
one.
Barack. Do the Barack.
Did you feel that way when you graduated or when you got there? It was like, oh
yeah,
man, I
I mean,
fit
there were
in.
moments because it was this like, Hollywood's the same, right? You're like, wow. And then you get here and you're like,
What? Yup. Yup.
oh,
Yup. Mm-hmm.
that's it?
Hype. Hype.
Okay, cool.
Yup.
Let's go. So it felt like that. It was another version of that because, yes, it is a very prestigious institution. And also, I was in classes with people debating that I was just like, what are you even saying? Like, how, right? So and it's not just that we were on two different sides of the argument, but I just was, I was like, wow, there's a spectrum here, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody was top of their class. People landed here for different reasons. And I can do this. I can do this. There's no reason to be intimidated.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
what do you think sets you apart
From
from the rest of the student? Like, I mean, you graduated, you excelled.
well, I did my junior year in Brazil.
Yeah.
That was one thing.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a semester.
It was like, no, I'm doing
And I
the
was
whole
like,
year.
I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
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 Which was a feat because, some of the credits didn't transfer.
Yeah. They're like, capoeira does not work. Capoeira, samba, no.
Hanging out all night in the favelas does not
Well, it
count.
doesn't equal thermodynamics. Yeah, partying's not going to happen. The Binnenbau making, it's not going to work. You can just go back to Brazil for all I care.
No, but I loved my experience there. I was part of a student-led dance company, Fusion, and about a few hundred people who are seeing this right now just went jeune, because that's the call and response.
All right.
Oh, so you're supposed to say jeune?
Yeah,
afterward?
yeah,
You say
yeah.
foo-foo?
Jeune.
Few.
Fusion. Then you say
Jeune.
jeune.
Yeah, yeah, Fusion.
I'm not gonna
Fusion
say
Dance
that.
Company.
Jeune. I'll say jeune. The few, I look weird. Because we have
That's what we
foo-foo.
say.
Yeah,
Oh,
few.
right.
Yeah, I ain't-
but if we saw
yeah,
any
pause on that.
dancers from the group, around campus or on the other side, we yell out and we do it like
What kind of dances were you guys doing?
all kinds. It was student run. So we brought, we auditioned, and then whoever was a part of it. We had 1 year, we had a belly dance.
All right.
We had a samba, of course.
Right.
It was a lyrical samba combo. I did that one.
Can you do samba now?
Yeah, you can samba, right?
Can you samba? Samba now. I can do male samba.
A male samba.
Oh boy.
Yo, relax.
Oh man. Okay.
Samba.
All right.
Samba.
Get the cameras ready.
Boom.
Okay. Oh, you got the little ball.
Yeah, son.
Okay.
You just saw me samba, baby.
Yeah.
What you got?
Yeah. You were not impressed. I
No,
was
it's the
watching
samba.
your
It's
facial-
male samba.
I was watching your
No,
facial
the
expression
male
the whole
samba
time.
is the male samba is
looked
this.
at you- no, Yaya
The
looked
women,
at
they
you.
do the whole. It's a whole nother level. But the male samba, I
You just
learned
looked
from a
like you were
dude.
just jumping up and down.
I wasn't. How was I jumping up and down?
just jumping.
It does look like that if you don't.
Graded.
No,
Be honest.
I was boom. I mean, I haven't done it in a
honest.
while, but I was doing it with a guy. He was doing a samba. I'm telling you.
No, it's actually good. He did well.
Woo.
He did well, especially the end.
Okay.
where he did this. That was evidence of his of the samba school moment.
Can I sit next to you again?
I've been trying to give him a hard time.
You can't see, but this is
Hey.
right.
That's right.
Right.
That's
Okay.
right.
And then the men, they
that's-
might do
yeah,
a little bit
they
more
might-
like that, but
that's
they
right.
still move their hips.
Yeah, they
you
still
were
move-
just a little
So
too
she's saying your
upright.
hips
I
are
didn't
tight.
wanna-
She's
I
saying
don't-
your hips are tight.
I don't want to
She
move my
said
hips.
your hips
You
are
don't
tight.
wanna-
I did it on purpose. I don't move my hips. They be like, "Hey, bro, we watched that other episode.
That's one thing
What's
about
up with the hip
Brazilian men.
movement?"
They're not worried about
No, I
How
know.
people perceive them.
about
Well,
this
I
is
am.
effeminate.
Well, look, if you move your hips, maybe you'll have kids. You know what I'm saying? You got to move the hips to have kids. I got 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Huh? Because he likes to do this. Because he likes to do this.
No,
This is him.
no, that was the bodybuilding thing. That's what the bodybuilders do. Anyway, go listen to him. Don't listen to him. So you talk about putting it on your dorm. You went to boarding school. How did you get to boarding school? Like, because in the Nigerian culture, when your parents send you off to boarding school, that's like, you kind of getting, we used to get threatened by that. I will send you to boarding school.
Oh, yeah.
Yours is different. You went to boarding school here in the States.
You know, it's interesting. And I don't talk about it that much because I know that's the perception. If I say it, they're like, damn, what'd you do?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, Excel? Like, I don't know. So my dad went to a prep school. It wasn't a boarding school, but he went to, great schools and met a lot of people who did go to boarding school and did a lot of research and was like, yeah, when I have kids, I think I'm going to, set them up, for success in this way. So because I have two siblings who are 8 and 10 years older than me, and then another one that's 2 years younger, when it was the first one's turn to go to high school, he had options in the city, but then my dad was like, hey, I think we should apply to boarding school. My mother was just like, no, can't send my baby off to where? Like, what? No. And so they worked together to come to an agreement, to come to an understanding, visited different campuses, joined him in this program called ABC, which stands for A Better Chance. And he got accepted to a number of them. But once he visited the other campuses, no hate, Andover, roll over, Andover, Andover, Andover. He went to the Andover campus. That was like the chant that we taunted them with in sports.
Gotcha. Okay.
He was just like, ooh, yeah, no, I don't want to go here. As soon as he got to the one that we went to, which was called NMH, he was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's here.
Yeah.
So imagine being like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Growing up in Harlem, sleep away from the window, candles, cardboard boxes in the morning, who got shot, can't have a bike, don't know how to ride a bike, don't know how to swim, can't play outside. And then you go up to this wonderland where your siblings are at school, they're happy, your parents are proud of them, we're going to track meets and dance performances. And then me and my little brother get to just run off and build a fort in the woods and come back and roll around. And we were just like, this is freedom. When I get big, I'm gonna go here. Of course, when it got time, 8th grade came along and I was like, I don't know. Because I got into LaGuardia, Professional Performing Arts School, for 3 things.
Yeah.
Dance, drama, and vocal.
Wow.
Every kid was like, you go to LaGuardia. Like, you made it. This is it, right? For New York Public School, that was it. But I was like, man, remember that place? And at first, I was enrolled in school. And at the last minute, they were like, it's your decision. They didn't pressure us. I was like, all right, I'm going. So we packed up, went up there, and my parents were getting truancy notices, of course, because the other school didn't know that I was in school. But it was the best. I'm so grateful to my parents for knowing that that would be what we needed, because it was a space where we could figure out who we were without all the pressures of New York City. I mean, in the city, everybody wanted to fight me every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. But up there, they just wanted to know who I was and what I thought about things. And, asked me to do their hair, because I did all the black girls' hair on campus.
Did you get paid?
No.
Okay.
Well,
not yet.
Yeah, because did you buy in? Because you're just on campus. It's like being in college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to class, you go back to your room, right? What was the difference between, or what is the difference between private school and boarding school outside of staying on campus?
I don't know. The school that I was at before boarding school was public.
Okay.
And then before that was a Montessori school that my mother had worked at before she started her own.
Oh, gotcha.
So really my experience was more juxtaposing public school with the boarding school. And first of all, we had access to our teachers. When I needed help, if I spoke up and asked the teacher, I remember at one time I was not doing well. I think it was algebra. And I asked the teacher for help, and he sat with me and one other kid, for like a couple of weeks, at least a few weeks, every day after class. And I went from almost failing to an A. Like,
Oh, that's because you didn't have to worry about going back home, and because you're right there on campus.
You're right there. So it's like, let's squeeze in a little meeting here. Let's,
And the way they taught too, because a lot of times, I remember my trigonometry teacher traumatized me. She was so mean.
Yeah.
And I hated trigonometry. And geometry, it was like two mean math teachers. I had Mr. Crow. He was mean, man, and I hated geometry.
Yeah.
And then when I got, my physics teacher was phenomenal. I did so well in physics because the way she taught me, the way she taught us, she made it fun. She was good people, so you couldn't wait to go to physics.
Yeah.
And it stripped out of how when you hate a person, you're like,
you know what? That's part of it too, because there was more community.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say friendships, but there was a slight relationship with the teachers. We would see them eating in the teacher section in the cafeteria when we went to lunch. Like, there's,
that's cool.
There's vibes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't remember hating any teachers there.
That's really cool.
Great.
Yeah,
We
that's
all
cool.
got teachers.
So maybe it wasn't a bad threat when our parents was.
I mean, it depends on the school. These are college preparatory schools, so
We're
I don't know.
Nigeria.
Yeah, they were saying we're sitting.
Yeah, I don't know.
When they flog you, get up to the board.
Yeah, no, there was no abuse. There was no
There's none of that.
uniforms.
Okay,
and
I'm glad you set us straight. Acting, your acting career. Before we get into,
But you were a doula, though.
You become a doula, and was that inspired by you playing a doctor?
No, that was years before. In 2010, my sister asked me to be her doula when she got pregnant, and I was like, oh, of course. Oh my gosh! And I just took my classes and did my research and was so excited. And after that experience, I just got hooked. And it was just, obviously I didn't, create a whole business around it. I'm an actress, right? But it just so happened that whenever, it was like word of mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my friend group, on set, I would have, in Chicago one time, not only was I her doula, but then after she gave birth, a lady who worked in the wardrobe department, she didn't have a space to pump. So I was like, yo, go to my trailer. Like, that's your station. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a passion of mine. And I am so in love with helping new mothers in that
Especially
process.
Black ones, huh? Especially Black mothers.
Of course. What happens is, when you figure out what the problems are in a system and you focus on the most impacted by that, then everybody benefits.
Yeah.
Right?
And of course.
So people get confused when you say, I'm interested in supporting Black mothers, this crisis, this Black maternal health crisis. No, they're killing all kinds of mothers.
Well, yeah, no
but
doubt.
if you look statistically in recent years, as people have started to talk about this, you'll notice that the numbers have been improving. For white mothers, they've been improving slowly. For Asian mothers, they've been improving. Even for Latina mothers, right? Whoever identifies that on their census. And for Black mothers, it's worsened.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's getting more and more aggressive.
RFK was recently on Capitol Hill, and he was having a hard time. I think they were
speaking.
some sort of hearing rather.
The worst.
And there was a young lady who was, trying to get him to acknowledge the crisis that's happening with, with Black mothers, and he was trying to kind of work around. Well, all mothers, hold on,
all lives matter.
Yeah, we understand, that, but like what's specifically happening with Black mothers, and he tried to dodge that.
Of course, because anything makes these people uncomfortable when you say the word Black, or when you focus on a population that they are scared of. But the truth is that it's the most inclusive, because when we do better, everybody does better.
Period.
When you focus on the most marginalized group and you fix the problem at its core, everybody benefits.
Right.
Right? But you can't pretend that the problem doesn't start where it starts.
Yeah.
Right.
I have to throw this book in though.
Go ahead.
Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's a great read.
It's not great. It's infuriating.
It's infuriating.
but
That's
yes.
what I mean.
Yeah.
A great read as an information.
Yeah.
And then I always used to wonder why. Even Richard Pryor said this. He said, yeah, I don't want to be in no hospital, man, because I'd rather die in the street than be in a hospital. But as a comic, I didn't really think about it when I was young. I was like, wow, I wonder what that means. I don't want to die in no hospital. I want to die in the street where they can find my. I was like, Then when I'm reading this book, I see. That's why old black people say, don't put me in no hospital.
Yeah.
Don't put me in a hospital. And the Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington is heavy, man. But it's a reality, like with Marion Mims, the father of gynecology, using black women with no anesthesia back in early, and they had a statue in New York. They took it down because what they did with black women to experiment on them for women it's like a level of it's unreal. So I think that's important.
And in a different way, they still are.
Yeah. Oh, they're still doing it. You guys don't feel
pain.
Did you
hear about the woman who was on life support? Dead already, really. But they kept her as an incubator just to. Are
you talking about Henrietta Lacks? You're not talking about Henrietta Lacks?
No, she was the
recent.
The cells, the source of all the
cells. Yes, the cancer cells.
No, this is very recent.
Oh, wow. See,
yeah, this is very recent.
Yeah.
So they kept her as an incubator.
Yeah, yeah. And then I don't know what happened to the baby, but there's also cases of them forcing women who don't want surgery, belly birth, C-section, being forced to, and not just like it used to be with people gaslighting you or threatening you or making you scared and you don't want to die, don't be a martyr, just take the drugs, right? That's kind of the culture of the hospital a lot of times, to get these beds moving on a schedule, and they don't have patience and don't want to wait for birth to happen naturally. So what happens is, if a woman protests now, they can bring a computer in and sit it in front of you on your bed, and it's a Zoom room, and there's a judge, and he's writing an order for you to have that C-section. This has just happened a couple times in the last couple of years.
Man.
So it's becoming more aggressive. It is actually a war. Like this is a problem. Yeah. There's a lot.
I gotta hold myself.
Especially with population control.
I gotta say this because my wife in 2009, when she wanted, and I'll check to make sure she's okay with me sharing this, but she wanted to have a VBAC, and it was very, very
vaginal
important.
Birth after C-section.
After C-section, and she was so adamant. I said, I'm going to be there for her to make sure she has this moment. And we get there, and I'm standing up thinking, I can stand up as a big guy. I'm going to stand up to the doctors. And I'm like, hey, no. Like, oh, no, she needs to. The baby's not going to be. And then they started using all this jargon to create fear and put so much fear into my wife, where my wife was starting to well, maybe we should listen to the doctors. And I'm like, no, you told me you wanted this. And so I'm going to you're putting the babies in danger. And then you start thinking like, oh, shoot, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I shouldn't have said. And of course they do the little thing or whatever, and all the contractions and whatever, and it just stops. And it was like, wait, you guys just forced her into having a cesarean when she wanted to, and she cried because she wanted to have that experience. And in a crazy way, it's like I felt like they robbed her. I felt like they robbed her of that experience. And because they wanted to cut her up, and it was a $30,000 bill.
I was just gonna say,
it was a $30,000. I was like, damn,
it's a lot more money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. I'm like, damn, I was like, 30 grand, like really? And I didn't know then, because that was back in a while ago. So I didn't realize that was something that was being forced in that way. I know I felt it in the moment, but I thought maybe perhaps I didn't know enough about that.
Yeah. And people don't know.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to bring awareness to this, because you might think that was just your experience. It's so many people's experiences.
Yeah.
Almost verbatim, I've heard that story hundreds of times.
I think they're in rooms
and
like
I've witnessed it.
I think it's like police departments where they go, you know what to do with these people when you see them. to do with these people. And I think it's a given thing.
Is it
When
for money, though, or for
with this
what-
well, I think it's population control because I think the powers that be are not as fertile and they're losing as far as population. So they're going to find ways. It's like with the black father,
But how does C-section? But how does
Well, I'm just
C-section
saying-
for population? Because
I'm just saying just what they do to, this is me, just I don't
separately
have
from
kids,
separately from
but just to destroy black people, period. I mean, look at what the woman that was breaking black baby bones, the nurse, there was a white woman that was breaking the bones of black infants and she got out. Like, it wasn't really, she didn't really, she's let loose, but she was breaking, like last year, the bones of only black infants.
Yeah, I wish we knew where the depth of the hate from some people comes from, because, oh man, I want to, on one hand, it's like, we're all human. This is one big family, but it's not. It's an abusive ass family, and if we could figure out, instead of us all the time trying to actually, even the language needs to change. It's actually not a black maternal health crisis. It's a
human maternal crisis.
no. It's a medical industrial complex crisis, because it's not, the problem is not the women's problem. They're not coming there with a problem. They're coming there perfectly fine. The problem is the people who are doing it to you, right?
The deep misogyny,
so it's
maybe?
Like, yeah, it's
Deep
like
hatred
when
of
you
women?
see an article in a newspaper and you can tell either who's written it or what their agenda is, because the headline is focusing on the victim and not the perpetrator. You know what I'm saying? So it's about languaging things and putting the focus where it needs to be, because if we keep saying that this is our problem, then it's just up to us to figure it out. But the onus is actually on them.
Of course.
I love hearing and meeting people who are conscious, white people who are anti-prejudice, and even if you look at whiteness as a club, they're like, oh no, I don't need membership in that club, and in order to revoke that, this is how I'm living my life. And they're some of the most revolutionary, beautiful, happy, free people I've met. And I'm like, if there could be more people talking in other communities where we're not present, it's like, as a woman, I can keep talking and talking, but I'm still feeling unsafe once the sun goes down.
No.
I need y'all to talk amongst yourselves as men
Right.
to figure out the problem and
It's
solve
us.
it.
Yes.
Because it's actually not me.
Leave us out of it. That's right.
You know what I mean? Let me just live.
So what do you think the issue is when it comes to, this medical industrial issue? Because I have a former teammate of mine and his wife, she gave birth 7 times, maybe 8 times. And the first time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, she did it at a hospital and was like, I don't need to do this anymore. So she gave birth, I think she did a water birth. And then after a while, she's just like, oh, I got this. She skews her husband out the room. She gets on all 4s and she's telling me about how it's actually opposite, because gravity's pushing you down this way. So gravity pushes down. So she'll literally get on all 4s, collect the baby from behind. And she's like, I've done that 8 times. I've never had any problems, but the medical industry scares so women. And this is not me saying that if you have a baby in a hospital is wrong or anything like that, but just the miseducation that women do have the ability, some women have the ability to be able to give birth that way. And I thought that was interesting. And, I'll be honest, for me, as a father listening to that, I was like, I didn't even know that was a possibility. I just thought you're not supposed to have a baby in a hospital. Outside of a hospital, that you're only supposed to go there. She was the first person ever. And this was 3 years ago. So my kids are already all born. I was like, man, I had never heard that.
There was a black woman on camera. She took out her baby. She was like, I got it. Boom.
Yeah.
It's on video. She was like, nah, I got it. Boom. Yeah. It was like, pow. She did it herself, cleaned it up. It was insane.
She was like,
how long have humans existed and how long have hospitals existed?
Right.
He's mad. Look at
point.
every
Good
other
point.
animal in the world.
Now,
Thousands of years.
when I say that,
Yeah.
a lot of people will say, well, but people died and we didn't have,
Right.
people suffered from this and that. And yes, that's true. And
Yes.
thank God we have hospitals. And thank God that we have emergency, measures that we can take if we need them. The issue is
The people
when
running
we don't need them. The thievery that is happening, how you said her experience was robbed from her.
Yeah.
That is rampant. And there's so much dishonesty that happens, It's hard because it's going to take a lot, both culturally and institutionally, right? And so as people, we're going to start talking about it more. We're going to start opening our minds. If we have young women and young men in our families who are thinking about having kids, we can let them know, hey, if you're healthy, think about how you want to do it. If you feel safer in the hospital, great. If you feel like you want to do it on your own, great. Just having a more expansive view of what's possible than what you saw in the movie where everybody is, oh my God, they saved the day, they saved my life. No, actually.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like that. I was so deeply tapped in when I was in labor to these primal instincts. I was living in Brooklyn at the time. I wanted to be in the bush somewhere by myself, like an animal. I could totally see myself doing that. But next best thing, I was in my apartment. The midwife came over.
Oh, so you didn't do it at the hospital?
And I did at home.
At home? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And because I was having such a good time, because I had attuned my mind and I was waiting for it to get worse at the same time, I was like, this can't be. I mean, I know that I said that I wasn't going to have those kinds of experiences and I prepared for this, but also it has to get worse, right? And then there was pain. There was intense sensation, right? But if I'm not oh, it's pain. Oh my God, here's the pain coming again, right? I'm contracting, which makes the pain worse. If I'm oh, I feel another wave coming and I'm a surfer, I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, oh, that one was, whew, okay. Yeah. All right, let me do this. Let me do that in between. Oh, here's another one. Oh, okay. Woo. And I was making those kinds of sounds and so the midwife was just like, okay,
It's time.
No. She said to take valerian root so I could sleep through the night, which is an herb that kind of relaxes you. Yeah. She's like, okay, I see you're pretty good. She's done thousands of births. She's like, I can tell just by looking at you, you're good. I'll see you in the morning. Right before she leaves, she hears, she's runs in. She's like, what was that sound? Are you pushing? What are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Because pushing when you don't have an epidural is involuntary. You don't do it on purpose. It just happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the epidural stops it.
No, the epidural makes you not be able to feel anything.
Oh, okay.
And so because you don't really know what's going on, their focus is to get it out. So they're telling you to push and you're putting all your might in it, but you're pushing against the body's natural, the body pushing on its own is a different kind of push. Yeah. It's a different kind of push. So she came and she took a mirror and she put it here. She was like, that's a head. And I was like,
whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
She was like, whenever you're ready, I guess you can have your baby. And I was like,
was she that calm as you're presenting it?
Yes.
Wow.
She's seen so many,
Yeah.
She was thrown off because she didn't think that I was so close.
Calm. Yeah.
But because I was so calm.
Calm, yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was just like, okay. There you go.
Yeah, my mom was OB-GYN nurse. Yeah. My mother delivered babies, taught two of my friends, Filipino guys, male nurses. My mother was in Chicago, my mother delivered so many. My mother was funny too. My mother was like, yeah, your friend, I delivered the baby. It was an ugly baby. I did. She would be like, "Woo, the baby." I'm just saying. I was like, oh my goodness. My mother, she'll be like, "Oh, this beautiful baby." It's like, this baby was. I hope when it grows.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's you never know.
Chineke, I was like, I was saying, but it was healthy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother was a great nurse, man. What?
I wonder if your mom or even you, if you've heard of this, because the same friend that was telling his wife was telling me that, and I don't know if this is controversial, I'm no doctor, I'm just telling you a story that was told to me, that she ate her own placenta and then that got rid of or mitigated postpartum depression. And I was like, really? I was like, I mean, of course I was like, can you do that? Is that even? She goes, yeah, other animals do that. Like they eat their, had you heard about this before? Then how that could potentially mitigate?
Yeah, I freeze-dried mine.
Okay.
First off, I let the cord stop pulsing on its own, so he got all of his cord blood.
The
umbilical cord.
Umbilical. Wait, okay, go ahead.
You let it.
You don't cut nothing.
You keep it attached until it's white and it stopped pulsing. There's no more blood to and sometimes that can take a while. And then, you can cut it, or you can do a lotus birth where you leave it attached and let it fall off. But most people would just cut it. You just wait, at least like 30 minutes or something, instead of like 3 seconds like they do in the hospital.
Yeah, because I cut all my kids like 20 seconds after they do the thing, and do the thing, and then you come in and they say, do you want to cut? And you cut it.
Yeah.
But there's still blood and stuff
They
flowing.
still do that for antiquated reasons. They just haven't updated. They don't need to keep doing that. But it benefits them because they keep the cord blood. 40% of your baby's blood is still in the placenta. And then they take it away and say, oh, it's hazardous material. It's waste. You can't have it. And
they give it to the
they're
elites.
selling it for stem cells. No,
I'm 200 years old.
This is not even a joke. Literally, that's what it is.
So
They sell them.
so
As popsicles.
Yo, stem cells are popping right now.
Who
can-
made me
about
this?
this. Like you go to Germany, you go here, you go get the stem
Where do they
cell
come
you need.
from?
Yo, dog,
Where do they come from?
Because there's
didn't know
also
they were
this
doing that?
option. No, I knew this was an option. I still remember being
That's why I
so
look so
blown
low.
away.
Yeah.
They were like, you can save the
Cord blood.
the cord blood, $50,000 or something like that. I was like, damn. I was like, at the time, I was like, I ain't got it. I was like, 50,000. We can just. But I didn't realize all of that until I got much older.
Yeah.
About
freeze pops.
And that's fine. I think they do that as a way of like, hey, just in case something happens down the line.
Right.
But I mean, honestly, eggs and embryos have been swapped accidentally in these places where they store things. And these women are carrying to full term someone else's baby. And then they have to decide later when they figure it out that their fertility doctor made a mistake, and do they want to switch babies? Like, this has also happened. So do I trust that like 30 years of storage, I'm getting the actual cord blood that I paid to store? I don't know. I'd rather just let my baby get that blood now because it's theirs.
Yeah,
It's theirs. They need that right now.
And you went through a process. You said you stored what now?
Freeze-dried,
Placenta? Mm-hmm. Yep.
and then, blend it up into a powder and encapsulate it into little capsules. So it's like you can take it like
just like-
vitamins as you need. You can also make it into a
Or a
tincture.
Oh, what?
A tincture, which lasts for years and years. I mean, you can use it throughout to, help recover during the postpartum period, or you could keep it and take it during menopause to ease those symptoms too. It's all your medicine.
Did you experience, and I know this is different from every woman, respectfully asking, did you experience any postpartum depression or anything like that?
I didn't experience postpartum depression.
Okay.
Because I find that that's very serious, and I think people use the term really loosely.
Okay.
I had a little bit of baby blues.
Okay.
But it wasn't really about the baby.
Yeah.
It was about not feeling supported at the time. I think we don't live in villages anymore, right?
Yeah.
It takes a village is not just a cute
not
saying.
yeah.
It's like we don't have the support that we should. And so,
everybody's so busy,
even though,
yeah.
I had my mom and everything, it still wasn't
I know what you mean.
the way that
I know
it,
what you mean.
historically was, right? So yeah. And I was also, being pregnant made me very, just like busted my third eye wide open. And so a lot of things that I wasn't seeing, I saw, and I was like, oh man, like this, pregnancy can make people very psychic. Again, the veil is thin, right? And so you're just like, if you pay attention to your dreams, you know what I'm saying? You're just open.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I'm so glad I had this child. And also, I thought that this was the beginning of a different life. And I know that now that I have to, this is the other life, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, here we go. And so the blues was kind of like the grief of mourning the life that I thought this was the beginning of, and being like, okay. And I was also grieving my brother at that same time.
Because you lost your brother.
Yeah.
Right before.
Yeah. Can I just say, I just love your honesty and your openness about this, because as you're speaking, none of this is on the card. I just threw my cards down because
Whoa.
there's a connection in that. I'm going, wait a second, having my wife and, just knowing some of the stuff that she's experiencing, you're telling stories that sometimes can, even for me as a man, I'm going, should I ask her this? Should I not? I'm like, F it. I'm just going to because it's interesting. And you seem like you're tapped in that, because a lot of people don't have these conversations, or if they're having the conversation, it's like the conversation I'm having, it's in private. And I'm thinking like, did she just tell me something that was real? Or is that something, because, you talk about eating your placenta and most people will go, what? This person's nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm going, wait. And then now with AI and stuff, you can start looking things up and you start realizing like, why aren't we being told this information? And, why is it? Because most people, if you tell them that, hey, you consume your placenta.
But why would they tell you?
But why wouldn't they? Is my question. It's like, why wouldn't
Because all of these things have been vilified.
That's right.
Everything that is ancient, everything that is natural has been vilified.
That's right.
And distrusted.
That's right.
That's why you can't say, oh, well, tell me about Tourette's. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
Because people nobody will believe you. I worked on Chicago Med, and because I was a nurse, I got to, whenever a pregnant woman came into the hospital for an emergency, I was their nurse, and I had to say lines that I knew were lies. And sometimes I would go to the writers and I would say, hey, I'm a doula. I just want you to know that this isn't actually accurate. If the baby's breech, you can try to turn them, or if you just kind of hands off and allow her some time, they can come out feet first. They're like, yeah, please.
And cut.
Nobody is gonna believe that. Or I would tell my birth story, and the writer would be like, no one's gonna believe that.
Jeez.
Listen, I know people who were told, they weren't told. Their children or family members were told by a doctor, so sorry, she has 3 months to live. And then that person said, don't you dare. Don't you dare say that to my mother.
Right.
She will not know that. She will not think that. And because that idea was never implanted in her mind, she went to live on another decade.
Yeah.
So the mind is very powerful.
Yeah.
And we can be guardians at the threshold of our minds in order to protect our health. And if we're not, and if we just take everything that we hear just because there was a study or a doctor said it, then we fully believe it without critically thinking, well, then you're giving away
and you're giving
your
life,
agency.
and you're giving your life to something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
And listen, I played a nurse for 6 years. So being make-believe, make-believing to be in that world and be of that world gave me a lot of respect for it. And I'm so glad it exists when we need them. And also, they're killing Black mothers in the hospitals.
They sure are. Yeah.
Just as many, if not more, than the people that are killed by police. But everyone's talking about the latter and not the former. Why? Because it's women. So that's where my passion lies, in ending this maternal health crisis. And I've seen so many beautiful things happen in that space. It's like the thinnest the veil ever gets between life and death in that portal. And you're just like, wow, we are capable of so much. I personally prepared my mind, so I didn't really experience pain when I gave birth. And I used myself always as a guinea pig. I'm like, I have a theory. Let me try it out on myself. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this was possible. Like, I can't wait to do that again. Yeah. The
mind is so powerful, and people don't really, I don't think a lot of people give, some are aware, some aren't aware of just the power of it. My mom used to say this all the time: be careful what you say with your tongue. Yes. Be careful what you say with your tongue. Mm-hmm. And even till today, I know sometimes, my wife and I, jokingly, but playfully, I'm like, don't say that to the kids. Don't say it, because, the minute you give life to something, it becomes a reality, especially if a person is very susceptible to it and they're not yet guarded enough against that. Like literally, like I might say something like, oh, I'm so whatever. And my mom would hear me and she would yell across, like, God forbid! God forbid! So take it back, say it back like it. And she would force you to say whatever you said bad about yourself. She would make you would have to cancel it. And she would say, and she would just be, and you'd be like, gosh, it was so, and then I had to be so conscious of what I said because I knew she was gonna yell out of nowhere, God forbid, may my son never be.
Yeah.
And
That's
but
love.
my mom taught me that. And so I'm a big believer in, the tongue. And it says it in the Bible too. Like it's a weapon. It can either build you up or it can tear you down. And,
I love the word spelling, right?
The
'Cause we
spell.
spell words.
Spells, yeah.
They are spells.
Spells, yep.
Yeah.
Spell, yeah. That's why I was
love
terrible at
that.
the spelling bee.
Go, Mom.
Yeah.
I ain't spelling that word.
Why don't we believe it? Because we're not talking about it and we don't have enough data to offset the stories that we've been told.
Yeah.
By our mothers, by our aunts, by our sisters. Oh, it's the worst pain in the world. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, yeah, I know it was hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
And also, there are other possibilities if we just open our minds to maybe meet somewhere in the middle. You don't have to have an orgasmic birth, but you can meet somewhere in the middle.
Right.
You know what I mean? At least somewhere safe. Let's prioritize safety.
Yeah, and
Let's prioritize honesty. Let's bring back midwifery. How about that?
Yeah.
Because there was a time when everybody was delivered by a midwife.
Yeah.
Everybody in every color.
That thing has been. I don't even think they really exist in a big population, right? Like
They were vilified. They were actively campaigned against. They were slandered in newspapers. I mean, people were put fear in them. Like, do you want your baby to die? You better come to the hospital, right? And so people began to believe it, and they still do. But we're at a point now where a return to the midwifery model of care is not just necessary, but organizations are admitting it. Last year, there was a report by the World Health Organization, and the CDC agreed finally that after their research, like I said, you can say it, right? The prophets say
the science,
it. Right. The science has to catch up because nobody's going to believe it.
Yep.
So finally, the scientists said that
the scientists,
one of the experts said that in order for this million, what are the numbers? For a million mothers' lives to be saved, because these deaths, they've also admitted, are preventable. In the literature, preventable. So what are we doing? So they say the number one solution, there are a lot of things we can do. Legislation is being worked on right now. Thank you to everybody who's doing that. But a return to the midwifery model of care is number one as a solution.
Wow. And you even think about, too, the amount of debt that people, I was blessed, for the career that I've had. But I'm just thinking, nobody should have to pay $100,000 to have babies and then turn around and have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to send them same kids to school. I was thinking about it,
it's a business.
I still, I remember the number because I was blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? I thought maybe, it's expensive. It's going to be $5,000 or $6,000. When I saw that number, I was like,
it's a hustle, man.
It's a major
sad.
hustle.
It's a hustle, man. It's a real college. You look at college, you go, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
You got to be, because as much as I know about African American history, I'm like, yeah, I know that. I've read it on my own.
Yeah.
I know that. Because I know we had a thing where we said if you read, with Black history, you read a book for 15 minutes for 10 years every day, you're close to a PhD, damn near. And I'm
say it again if you...
You read 15 minutes a day, this was years ago, every day for 10 years, you'll get close to a PhD. And they're right, because I'm I've read a gang of books where I'm in the mix, where I go, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. I mean, I don't know every single thing, but I know a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you just go, all you could do this on your own.
Yeah.
School never even thought, I just did it on my own. You know what I mean? It's just so fun. It's just so many things that are hands-on, that we go to school for. You go, I didn't have to come here for that.
Yeah, I mean...
It shouldn't be
hard.
this much.
School has its purpose, but
no
also
doubt.
it's changing.
Yeah.
And I have learned the most in the field.
No doubt.
In life,
Yeah.
That's
whether
the way
it's
supposed to be.
acting, whether it's
Right.
birth, whether it's, spirituality, in the field.
In the field, be there.
Let's switch gears a little bit because you talked about acting because I really want to get in your acting career. And then we can talk about, next top models and all that stuff. But when did you start and when did you know you had like this talent to be, you're an amazing actress. Like when did this come up for you and how did that grow for you?
It came up in junior high school because Ann Willis Rattray, also an ancestor, she was like another mother to me. And she was the drama teacher in junior high school, JHS 99. Mahoney, shout out. And so
I always laugh at the East Coast schools because it's always like a number and some letters.
PS 24, baby.
All day. In LA, Brooklyn, we got names on our schools.
We have names too. They had. When I got to New York, I was like,
she just
PS
literally said
what?
PSTRT 347892.
But it sounds like a jail number.
Yeah, like what?
PS 125.
jail.
Yes, it is.
Look like jail.
They're gated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Brick
This looks like
walls.
pipeline to
Brick walls.
prison. Pipeline to prison. Yeah,
No,
sure.
they were designed
Because we
that
had
way.
names. Ours was
Come
names
on.
in Chicago. Where'd you go? Amundsen. I went to Lane. We had names. When I got to New York, it's like, yo, I went to PS 134. I was like, were you locked up? What is this PS? Oh, public school. PS.
Public school, junior high school,
PS 254, PS 118. That's my man from PS. Yo, I was in Queens though, son. I was like, what do you mean, son? What? Don't you have a name of your high school? I went to Lane Tech. He went to Robeson High School. He went to PS 3.
What was that number that you threw out? Where'd you go?
JHS 99.
JHS
99.
JHS 99.
JS 99, come get your sandwich.
Oh, junior high school. Junior high school 99? You went to junior high school 99? I went to Audubon Junior High School. So.
Audubon, yes.
Audubon Junior High School.
Audubon.
Okay.
Look
I
at
went
that.
to Crenshaw High School.
Okay.
Crenshaw.
What high school did you go to? Don't tell me. HS 120.
I'm sorry. I
Remember, I went
went
to
to
boarding school.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I went to St. Thomas
I
of
broke out of jail.
I went to St. Thomas of Canterbury when I was in
Okay.
grade school. You had the PS, JS. Oh, God. Just felonies being built.
Oh, man. But we were talking about the start of your acting.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. I
yes.
was like, what was the question? So in this acting class, she would put us on the spot. And she would make us do these exercises. And the first day, we had to count backwards from 10 to 1. And at 10, you had to be the most excited that you've ever been in your life and so happy. And by 1, I'm not gonna do it. You had to cry. So, of course, the kids are like, this is ridiculous. I'm not crying in front of these kids. Like, I can't howl, And I actually, first try, did it. And people were like, yo, that was crazy. Like, by 1, I was like, catharsis. It was bawling.
Wow.
And she was like, okay, thank you very much. Next.
So you start off at 10, happy. When you get to 5, where are you at 5? I want to know 10, 9, what about 9?
9 is still very happy.
8?
8 is very happy. It's
7?
just happy and calm.
Okay.
7 is content. And 6
6.
is everything is good. And 5, something is maybe wrong, but I'm not focusing on it, so I'm okay.
4?
And then 4 is, I don't know what it is, but I can't stop feeling it. And 3 is, I am so done with these people and this whatever is going on that day and these kids making fun of me just because I do things I can't control. And 2 is, nobody likes me, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna do it. But like, you are all the way.
Beautiful.
Tears in your eyes. Wonderful. Yeah. I see them about to come out.
I'm not doing it. I'm not
And
going
the
there. I'm not
Oscar
going there.
goes to
I'm not
Yaya
going there.
DaCosta.
Wow.
I'm not
Love
going
it.
there. I got a little bit of
That's a
makeup on.
great
Okay.
drill, though. That's a
But-
great
Yeah,
drill.
you were like straight up like an acting coach.
Because and 3. But I have great.
Quiet, son. And 2.
But I've had.
No. Now bring it up from here because we're going to get ready to get to 1.
But then check it out. I've had fantastic acting teachers. Shout out to another ancestor, Alice Spivak. I've had Joanna Bexon. I've had, I was at the Beverly Hills Playhouse, and my Richard Lawson
Wow.
was my teacher, Richard Lawson. And so I've had some really good acting teachers. So I got that from just, I just know how these
I love
acting
it. When you started
teachers are.
counting, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it.
I was like 4 and then 3, 2, hold it, 1, bring it out.
Who's that dude that used to ask those questions? You sit there.
James Lipton.
Lipton, yeah.
Yes,
Here we go.
oh
Here we
my
go.
God, I
Here's
watched
my James
every
Lipton.
single one.
Here's
Oh my
my
God,
actor
no, wait.
studio.
Oh no.
My next guest is a phenomenal actress and entrepreneur, and she's a shapeshifter and a doula. Please, it is my honor to bring Yaya DaCosta. He's like,
Thank you, James. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're already ready.
He's like, you say you do certain types of drills to get you to a certain emotional state. I thought that was wonderful. Could you give us an example of the counting from 10 to 1? I thought that was fascinating.
That was great. Wow.
You are good, man.
So good.
You
so
were
good.
so
I
good.
literally watched every episode.
Oh, all of them.
Oh my gosh.
I watched.
What'd you learn
I miss
from them?
it. Oh, so many things.
Yeah.
But at the time, I mean, I felt like I was a whole different person when that was actually airing, and I was getting the gems. But if I were to watch it now, I would hear so much more.
Because you've gone through the life.
What's the
I would
guy's-
just, I mean,
Sorry, go
everything.
ahead.
You
What's
know,
the guy's name? The actor. Gosh, Hangover. What's his name? Sniper.
Which one?
Bradley Cooper. I remember.
yeah.
I watched all the episodes where Bradley Cooper was in the audience watching before he was acting. He was a student of the actor's studio.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Wow.
I saw so many episodes where I didn't find out that Forrest Whitaker was an opera singer. He's trained in opera. Didn't know. They was like, you were trained in opera. Lots of people don't know this, but you studied opera. He goes, yeah, I studied opera. You know, he's very New York. Yeah, I studied. He's like, could you please give us
Oh
maybe
my gosh.
Ave Maria? And he goes, Ave. It was unreal.
I gotta go look that one.
This
think
is
I saw
Forrest
that
Whitaker.
one.
Yeah, I don't think
This
I
is
saw that.
Godfather Harlem.
Yeah,
my
I'm gonna tell you, yo, listen, over there.
Yeah.
This is my territory. You understand that? Over there. No, Ave. What?
There's not an actor he can't
He's
do.
incredible.
Yeah, you were on.
I worked with him.
Was he fantastic?
Fantastic.
I met him when he was phenomenal,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good man.
Such a beautiful
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah.
And incredibly talented. I want to work with him again.
But the Black
we
Panther
didn't really
thing, I'm
have
still gonna kill
scenes.
him on that accent, though. The Black Panther's palace had been stripped.
He will never let that
But
one
you know
go.
what though? Here's the thing, because Wakanda is a fictional place.
No,
So
it's
you can have
actually real.
whatever accent.
It's actually real. Remember?
No. That was coming to America. That was
No,
coming to
no,
America.
no.
No, that was coming to
Zamunda's
America.
real.
Zamunda.
Okay,
It was
my fault.
Yeah.
My fault. It was Zamunda.
He's like,
Real?
Zamunda, my bad.
real.
It was
Yeah,
Zamunda.
we had Lermore on here, and Lermore was telling us, it was like, I said no.
Remember
We
the
looked it
Lion
up.
King situation? You ever seen that?
Yeah.
She hasn't seen that Lion King situation.
Yeah, so
What?
he was talking about Zamunda, and we were like, wait, I said, Zamunda I said, why is it all the
That's
movies?
a guy
have
from Zimbabwe.
Fake, African
Yeah,
countries and
yeah.
whatever, and cities. And he was like, no, Zamunda's a real place. I'm like, Zamunda's it's a city in Zimbabwe. And sure enough, it's spelled a little differently. It's spelled with a Z-I. But I'm like, Zamunda actually exists.
Zimbabwe.
I am King Joffrey Joffer,
Rule of
King of
Zamunda.
Zamunda.
Yeah.
My son works. You will go to the Waldorf Historia and you will clean
Wait,
yourself.
bro, you're messing up my 154
Sorry,
jacket,
but
man.
you know remember when James Earl Jones grabbed?
Oh, I still have to show my kids that. You were in
I
American.
met him too.
You said, yeah.
Was he wonderful?
Yeah.
James Earl Jones?
Yeah. I took my parents to see him on Broadway when he,
Because
Driving Miss Daisy, was it?
Was he in Driving Zane on Broadway?
Am I making this up?
I don't know. Or is it Fences? I think he did Fences too.
yeah, can we look that
James
up?
Earl Jones did Fences.
I don't know
I
about
don't know if-
Driving Miss Daisy. He might
Pearly
have been.
Victoria. He didn't do
There's
Pearly
another one
Victoria.
I saw him in.
Master Harold and the Boys?
He was?
What year was that?
He was.
2014.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
It was
wow.
2014, yep. And that was right
Broadway.
after.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Because I had just done The Kids Are All Right. and I had a scene with Mark Ruffalo,
Ruffalo.
where I didn't have clothes on.
Whoa.
And it was very brief. It was very brief. It was a silhouette.
In
It
the
was
dark
quick.
room.
It was dark.
I know the
It was just
scene.
like quick.
Okay, all right.
Well, so did he.
Wait, who? James Earl Jones? My son works.
You did what?
My penis works. Oh.
Rest in peace. Sorry,
James Earl
but it was
Jones.
a real thing. Listen, he was.
What do you think? He said.
What?
He says something alluding to that movie and that scene, and I was like,
James Earl Jones
and
did?
I looked over because I was like, I went backstage to introduce my parents to him, and I was like, did my father hear what he just said?
What did he say?
I was like, these two old men about to get it. I was
What
like,
did he
okay,
say?
he didn't hear. I was like, okay, nice to meet you.
I have to
and I
admit-
just like stepped back.
I have to admit.
Yeah,
I
it
remember
was just, it was,
situation.
listen, but he also, before that, I met him backstage when I did the first Breeze of Summer. That was the silly moment, but the most important thing that he said to me then was a beautiful compliment about what he saw on stage and what he saw that I had that could not be taught. Because he was like, where did you study? And I said, oh, well, I went to school, I didn't study acting, as a degree, but I studied throughout and after. I take class with this person. I, studied under Lloyd Richards, who did all of, directed August Wilson's plays, did that theater world. And he was like, huh, yeah, don't go to school. Keep it just like this, like what you
that's
have.
great.
He was like talking about my eyes, and I'm in the back of the stage the whole time in flashback scenes, showing Leslie Uggams' character when she was
Leslie
younger.
Uggams.
Leslie
Let's
Uggams.
go. Let's
So
go.
we played the same character.
That's so.
So they would have her in her life, and she, and then they would freeze, and then you'd see me in the back doing a flashback from 1920. You know what I
Sick.
mean?
That's
And
insane.
so from the stage, he could still, talk about what I was doing with my eyes, and I just cherished that and never forgot it. And I'm very aware of that, like
You ever work with Russell Hornsby?
instrument. Yeah,
That's
love
my
Russell.
dog. Russell
Yes.
Hornsby. I've seen him in Jitney and stuff. That's my
He's-
dog,
yes.
like for real. I just saw him a couple days ago.
Yes.
And I watched his acting class. Have you seen his acting class?
I haven't.
He's so passionate.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's like on the ground watching. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's
That's
like,
what I'm talking.
That's
He's so
that old
fantastic.
school
I wanted to give him
New
props on
York.
the show, Russell Hornsby.
Yeah. He's on the younger side, but he
Yes.
learned from these,
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got that school of like old school.
He was
New York
around some of the-
theater.
yes. I watched him in
and I was in,
Jitney.
I had my moments, right?
Yeah.
Sitting under
Yeah.
these guys, listening
Yeah.
to their stories.
Yeah.
I worked with Ruben Santiago Hudson. He directed that play. Danny Glover.
Danny Riggs.
The Rock,
Rock.
Charles Dutton.
Charles
Like, I would
Dutton?
just
Ooh, I
sit
have just
around.
watched Charles
Yeah.
Dutton one
Yes,
time.
Lisa Gay Hamilton played my mom in Honey Dripper with him. And it was just like listening to their stories and getting all these gems, right, from these seasoned theater actors. These
You're a holder.
Broadway-
You're a holder of all of that.
yeah, I mean, I learned so much from them.
I was in a softball league in Chicago with an all theater softball league. It was my buddy Ron O.J. Parsons, who I love to give. He was one of the first directors at Steppenwolf in Chicago. Steppenwolf had no black directors.
Wow.
You're talking about Dennis Farina. You're talking about all the what's his name? God, Gary Sinise and all these guys from Steppenwolf. Chicago's prestigious. My friend Ron O.J. Parsons, who still does a lot of directing,
Yes.
he changed David Allen Greer's life. He's the reason why David Allen Greer went to Yale.
Wow.
That's how me and Dave connect. He goes, we got a friend. I go, who's your friend? Ron O.J. Parsons. I said, are you serious? He goes, he changed my life. He changed my life. Ron O.J. Parsons is a director, playwright in Chicago still.
Yeah.
And just being around all these great theater people.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for the theater.
I know.
You know what I mean?
And they take it so seriously. They do not stop. Angela Bassett also went to Yale, and I was in Lloyd Richards' class one time, waiting for my scene, my time to do my scene. In walks Angela Bassett. And I'm like,
what? The nicest
happening?
lady.
Because, she was his student back in the day, and he lets all his students audit his classes whenever they want to come by. And
Bassett's just
watch.
coming by.
And I'm like, Oh my gosh. not knowing that,
Later, you would
many
work-
years
you would work
later,
with her
she would direct
for
me
Whitney
in
Houston.
Whitney.
But
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
when
how
I
was that
when
experience?
I
Did you tell
reminded her, I was like, so you're not gonna remember this, but one time I was in Lloyd Rich's class and you walked in and I was so scared to do my scene. She was like, I do remember that. I was like, you do? She's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she
she's
really
She's
is.
just-
When you get around her,
and Courtney
she's
and
a
her
real one.
husband.
Oh,
Courtney.
man,
Courtney's
they're both,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Courtney's
they're just
real
amazing.
act. Like when you see,
Yeah.
and that's why when I see people, and I'm such
You say he was real what? Real-
He was. Oh, he's like, bro.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
Come here, man. Well, my thing is, I'm such a purist about real talent. I'm
Yeah.
purist about the work. As a stand-up comedian, I'm a real one. It's like I don't
Yeah.
like people who take it for granted. It's not a hobby. It's like when that lady asked Denzel, can you give me some? Denzel's on this. He don't care no more.
Yeah.
Denzel's
Denzel.
like, can you give me some advice on what to do as an actor? Learn, shut up, turn off your phone, practice. He just, that's what he said.
Yeah.
All right? You
All
got to
right.
learn, practice. What are we going to do? All right?
Yeah.
You learn, you shut up, take off your phones. Huh? That's what you do. You can't cheat it.
Yeah.
Huh? You can't cheat it. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But
So good.
speaking of Courtney Vance, I'm gonna tell you, he is a real one.
Yeah.
I met Courtney a couple of times, but the very first time I met him, he just came up there. He was, when people come up to you and they go, "Oh, how you doing?" or whatever. And I was going through, a tough time because my kids, in a predominantly white school, were being, bullied about their race.
Ooh.
And I was just so mad. This was my oldest son, and I didn't know what to do. It's like, how do I fight up against all
You
of
didn't go
this?
to the school?
Oh, I did all of that. I was in the
Okay.
school. Nothing
Yeah.
was working. And I wanted to use, at the time, this is early on, wanted to use my Twitter, just like bring attention and just whatever. And I just remember him checking in on me when this. He was like, "Hey, how was that situation going?" And I sent something on a tweet or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, anyways, and the way he supported me in that, I was a complete stranger to Courtney
That's
Vance.
great.
I was a complete stranger to him. And I never forgot that. I was going, so, not everybody, will actually take an investment. And when somebody asks you how you're doing and to follow up, because he realized at the time I didn't know how to support and be there for my son because he's being bullied because of his skin color. You know what I mean? Every time I hear Courtney, it's the first thing that pops up in my mind.
That's
You know what I mean?
that's. I did for Father's Day during COVID. I did a play with Joe Morton.
Yeah. Oh, John.
Listen, Joe Morton, dude.
I played his daughter.
That's right. Yeah.
Joe Morton is like
Yeah.
it was a play online. We did a play online because my buddy Ty Jones, who's the director of he's director of Theater of Harlem,
Yeah.
Black American Theater of Harlem, and Ty Jones, who was on Power for like 4 seasons. That's my buddy. And he goes, "Godfrey, I need you to do a play." I said, "What?" With Tisha Campbell, whatever.
Oh, wow.
We did it online. We practiced, people coming in and out online. And Joe Morton popped up. I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow.
I just went like this.
Yeah.
And he was the nicest, and Tisha, people don't realize Tisha's so skilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She started.
I know.
And
So young.
And to compliment me, she goes, "You're so talented." She just sent me a little message after the play because I played little roles here, like a pastor here. I was switching voices. She goes, just to be surrounded. They said, "Well, how do you feel?" I said, "I'm intimidated by all of you because I respect all of your theater, just as your tenure in theater. I respect it, and I'm honored to be here. Seriously, to be here." You know what I mean?
You know what I love about theater too? They always have like these, what's that, the intermission, like the halftime intermission.
The halftime, I like that. The halftime special.
I put a little bit of football and a little bit of football theater, a little theater intermission.
2-minute drill.
Yeah. It's a perfect time though for an intermission because
Yes.
we wanted to bring out our very own Chef Timmy. Chef Timmy, come on out. Chef Timmy.
Are you hungry?
Yeah,
Sure.
Chef.
What
We
are we
have some food coming in here.
Here
Chef
comes Timmy.
Chef Timmy.
What up,
wanted
baby?
To bring in some
Hello.
West African food for you.
Yams. Ooh, yams. Yam. Oh,
Baby.
yam.
Thank you so much.
Titty.
So what is
Yam for me.
It's a fish stew.
Okay, go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead.
Is there okra in it?
No, there's no okra in it. And those are boiled African yams, fish
Yes.
stew, and some seasoned asparagus.
Thank you so much.
Have you had yams before?
Yes, I have.
Ooh, hibiscus right there.
I know there's a big misconception about, yams.
Yes. What is the difference between yams and sweet potatoes?
I guess it's just name that was lost in translation, because the African yams are yams, and then for some reason yams over here are, considered sweet potatoes everywhere else but America.
Yeah.
So they're called yams over here. But then the best thing is I do have a tuber actually.
It's two. I said that. Are they tubers?
Yeah, it's a
on the
legume
ground.
plant, so it's a tuber. It's a tuber crop.
Oh, I remember.
So that's what the natural yams look like.
All the time. We'd be like, I will just. What are you saying? Wait, what? No, not the yam.
Can you use it? I forgot how you do that. Is it a knife or like a potato peeler?
So it's a versatile crop. So if you skin it, chop it up, mill it, and get the flour, that's what we use to make the fufu.
Right.
Okay.
And then if you just chop it with the back on, you get the darker fufu.
Oh, the
which is
amala.
Amala. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is interestingly, the yam also helps women, kind of balance their weight once they've given birth. I think it's called postpartum.
Yeah.
Postpartum?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the yams were, they're like rich in what it is that nature kind of gives, but then it helps to kind of regulate
100%.
your
Hormones and stuff like
You
this.
brought that in.
Yeah.
So many cultures have traditions, and that's the thing. We keep talking. I love that birth keeps coming up, but it's like so many traditions have been forgotten. And like, for example, after birth, you're supposed to eat these kinds of foods,
Yes.
warm foods, nothing
Just
cold,
natural healing stuff.
things that are more,
That's right. That's right.
grounding. You know what I'm
Usain
saying?
Bolt
What's
said
more
is the reason why
grounding than-
Jamaicans can run.
Yeah,
Wow.
like literally comes
Come from the ground. Yeah. I got that.
This
Yeah.
is this is what our
Usain Bolt
bodies
said,
need.
How can you run fast? Brother, it's the yams. Bomba clad is the yams.
And you know what? And they say, why do Nigerians produce the most amount of twins in
twins.
the world?
Oh,
Because
really?
Of,
Yams.
when my wife,
Oh,
when we were
yam.
going through our business, I was introducing her to Nigerian food, and I was making her that whole week. I was making her yams, and we had twins.
Hey.
Yeah. So there's a lot of power in there.
Wow.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yes,
right?
it is.
That's
All that
crazy.
natural food.
Yes, it is. See, Chef Timmy don't just bring good food; he brings good information as well.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find your
Yes.
Oh, we're located downtown LA. We're on all of your ordering channels. So in DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, we're all on there. So, if you're trying to treat yourself to something outside of the conventional food that you're exposed to, we got you.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you guys
No, I'm going to do the fist bump with the yam.
we do, yeah, that's a powerful fist bump right now.
I know.
Now, I will tell you, if you want twins, go ahead and eat all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Be civilized. Okay. I was gonna say y'all using forks, that's all. But he's not.
Oh no, you can use your hands and
You can do whatever you want.
yeah. I got to ask you about, and I know we do this too. You don't feel ashamed to talk with food in your mouth. No manners here, because we got to talk. America's Top Model.
Next Top.
Yeah, that was season 3. You were on season. Was that season 3 you were on?
2004.
2004. This documentary comes out, and it is earth-shattering, like what goes on behind the scenes. And wanted to ask you your experience, and how surprised were you to learn about some of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes with America's Top Model, Next Top Model?
I was there. I wasn't
That's when I was
surprised by
watching
anything.
it. That's when I was watching
I
it.
actually didn't watch any seasons after 3, but I heard about things peripherally. But even if the details changed as seasons went on, the energy of like the intention of the show
Yeah.
was consistent. So no, I wasn't surprised. And in fact, I'm not in a place where I would talk about that. I wasn't gonna, be interviewed for any documentaries over the years. Every time I had a movie come out or something, when the Tyra show was on, they would ask me to come on the show, and I would just say, no, thank you. And I would, they would ask me to come on and be a judge for a later season.
Is that why? Because you're trying to separate yourself from the franchise?
Well, it was a different time. I know people keep saying it's a different time, but when I say that, I'm talking about the stigma that reality TV had, that the masses didn't know about or understand. They just want you to be grateful. Meanwhile, I can tell you the names of the directors and producers who told me after the fact, either at a rap party or on set one day, after hearing about catching wind that I had been on some show, that they would approach me and ask if it was true and reveal that had they known, they would not have hired me. So of course I stopped talking about it because I'm like, yeah, this is my focus. Yeah, I could still model, but my intention was always to kind of, supplement. I was used to doing multiple jobs. So I was doing some of that, doing catalog work, and I was teaching kids, and I was, hostessing down in the meatpacking district. Like I was doing multiple things. And for me, modeling was one of those things, but the passion was always acting. To answer your previous question, to go back, from Mrs. Rattray's class at 11 years old. She got me my first acting jobs at 11 years old. I did educational films that they show in schools.
Yes, I love that.
That was my introduction. So my first paid job ever was acting. So I always loved it. I always wanted to see if this was the place for me to build a career.
In modeling.
In acting.
On acting, yeah.
Yeah. Everything else was supplemental, pay the bills, right? Because in the beginning, acting, it doesn't pay the bills. Right? You got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't the climate for me to talk about it. And it wasn't in my best interest because people without the understanding that they now have 20 years later after watching a documentary, it's the same thing as the scientists. It's like, but I said this 20 years ago, and y'all said that I was crazy or ungrateful.
Ungrateful or speaking against Tyra.
Or being mean. And I'm like, no,
that's a good point.
I'm just saying that it was a gnarly experience.
Because you had an African experience, an African
scene
scene in the America's Next Top Model. What were your thoughts on that? In the documentary, there was the entire African scene that they had in.
I don't think they showed her.
No, not her.
There's two versions.
Yeah,
there's
of the
Dirty
documentary?
Rotten Scandals, and then there's the other. There's two of them now.
Right.
There's one on YouTube, Dirty Rotten Scandals with the Bob Barker stuff, which is insane. But there's two versions of the Next Top Model, just to let you know.
Yeah.
So when you say African stuff, are you talking
No,
about
there's an African scene where they tried
blackface?
The blackface one, yep.
Oh, okay. I mean, I had heard about it back then, and again, I just wasn't surprised. A lot of the stuff that I journal. I always have, and so even when the LA fires happened, when I evacuated, home was safe, but I remember I'm like, what am I really packing? Like, what am I taking with me? My kid, our documents, and my journals. I had a couple suitcases of journals. I was like, I want to, I have the story of my life here. And so because I journal, when the show aired and I was experiencing cognitive dissonance, but wait, this is not what I remember, because they edit this from the not speak and they're creating all this story and the writers are going, I was like, what? And I could check myself or talk to the other girls and be like, hey, are you okay? I know they're doing some funny stuff. So I experienced difficulty, not just on the show, but in the aftermath because of the editing, because of the different group consciousness. Right. So people were approaching me, right, as a character and not who I really was. And that was another form of grieving where I had to grieve my relationship with the public and understand, that Nina Simone song, "Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood." That was oh, what was me? It was the energy of the 2000s for me. And I had a whole healing journey, coming out of that. So listen, people have told me for a long time, you're ahead of your time. This is very old news to me, and the only thing I'm interested in talking about is the healing part.
Well, here's what I have something to admit though. When I used to watch all the shows from American Idol to Project Runway, because it was a big thing. It was just cool to watch the competition. So I remember when I would see Yaya, I go, man, she always looks mean, yo. Because when you're out not smiling, your face is I was like, yo, she looks like she's mad. I was like, there goes that Yaya again. She looks mad. And now you start to understand because now that I know, I'm like, oh my God, she's totally all kinds of things. But I just knew you from the show. I'd be like, she always has that face, man. That's just me. When I would see you, just be like, I'd be like, yo, she must be pissed off at these people. I swear, she looks good, but here's that. Yeah,
Actually, there were a few moments, right, of being pissed off.
Yeah.
But actually, we had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
We had a lot of fun. But showing you all a fun experience is not good for ratings.
You're right.
Right.
Because you have to show the drama.
The
It
drama.
was crazy to see even how they even, they try to produce the drama in that when you start looking at behind the scenes. What's the money like in modeling versus acting?
It just depends on who you are.
Facts.
There's no...
Yeah.
Where did you make more, in modeling or in acting?
Well, in the beginning, I wasn't making much acting. I think like Off-Broadway at the time was paying like $375 a week or something like that. Whereas in acting, you could shoot a catalog, maybe get paid $1,000. This is back then. I don't know what it is now.
Right now. Okay, yeah.
But you have actors that are making scale, and then you have actors that are making tens of millions. So there's no answer really to that question.
Yeah. Because I've always wondered, because I don't know that world,
Yeah.
As far as acting.
You know how many unemployed actors there are?
Right.
So many.
And you're supposed to at least make a minimum of $26,000 a year just to get benefits. They're not even making that.
Yeah.
Because you got to get, SAG-AFTRA, you have to be in you got to qualify to get dental, which is foolish, horrible, And so the fight for being an actor, I go, you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
You sure? If you love it, that's all I say. I just act, because I ain't the gatekeeper. I go, are you sure you're just doing it because you think you're doing it for like
be a
selfish
star or
reasons,
something
that
like that,
foolish
yeah.
reasons? Because there's a lot of people taking up space that don't need to be there.
Yeah.
I go, but if you're passionate, know what's coming, because comedy is to make money. Comedy, I ain't have a dime.
Yeah, but at a certain point, you have to make a decision if you love it, right?
Yes.
I loved it.
And so, to answer your question, in the beginning, I made some money modeling because I was able to very quickly pay off my student loans.
You paid all your student loan off.
Dope.
Very early on.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know that's huge. I know. I mean, at this point, my friends are just like, I forgave myself. Like, please. But
Oh, meaning I ain't paying it off? Like,
yeah, like,
yeah.
why-
Right.
that's a whole other conversation. But at the time, I was like, I have to do this, and I just want to get it out of the way because I know so many people who are, at 21, I was thinking, I got this aunt, I got this, all these people who are like in their 40s and 50s and 60s even still talking about college loans, and I'm like, I don't want to think about it anymore. I just want to get it over with. So I did that. And in the beginning, I was very disciplined. I wasn't like shopping or, whatever.
Yeah.
So did that. And did a couple other very, things that I was proud of myself, But then in 2007, I was like, I'm done. I don't need to model. I need to focus. I need to sleep. I need to stop hostessing at night, thinking I can get home at 4:30, 5 a.m., and then have an audition at 9 a.m. and do well. Like, if I'm going to do this, I need to make a decision. And so I quit everything else, and I just focused on the acting.
That's where greatness, to me, that is the definition of greatness, because you realize the sacrifices, even when it wasn't paying well. You said, I have to make some hard decisions to be able to be dedicated to it. And it doesn't surprise me kind of where you are in your career today. Like, I'm sure people see you today and think, oh, she's Yaya. Of course, this, like, wait, hold on. Because I remember when you got the Whitney Houston, like that. I was like, because I'm such a Whitney Houston fan.
That was insane. I was like, girl. And I met her one time.
How did you?
One time at a party.
Yeah.
And I just saw Bobby Brown the other day at the Michael Jackson thing.
Oh, wow.
And I've always known him kinda, and New Edition, because we're black people, But I met them at a party. Oh, and you know what? It was the same party I met Devin Allen Greer, and he told me about Ron O.J. Parsons because Whitney and Bobby were dancing around. They were like, and she was going like this, you guys are funny. We see you. And I remember, I was like, yo, Whitney. Oh, yeah, it was
I
cool.
love me some Whitney, man.
Yeah, man. How did it,
She's,
what, did you study a lot of her? Did you study a lot? Did you study her a lot?
You were but before you answer that, because you were the first, it's important to know, you're the first woman to ever portray Whitney Houston in a biopic. So it was a big deal. Like, this is Whitney Houston.
You had to study a lot, didn't you?
I did as much study as I could. I'm just being honest. Having a newborn who was still exclusively nursing and having a week to prepare. Because I was on another project that was about to start shooting when this audition came in. They said that they weren't sure about their casting yet. I heard about it. I asked my agent. I was like, I know I'm supposed to do this other project. And I had already been like in meetings and, chemistry reads and, designing the character's hair and wardrobe and everything. But when I heard about Whitney, I was just like, because I had already said, to my uncle before that I wanted to play her. And I was like, I don't know if this is this has to be it. But maybe, you know what, I'll just audition. And then, if I get it, then we'll go to the other project and we'll have those conversations, even though they're like, you don't do that. You don't pull out of a project. They'll blacklist you there, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, but it's Whitney Houston. I'm just going to do it. And I had like no time. They wanted and this was before self-tapes were like really a thing, but I was in New York, you know what I mean? I heard about it. My son was actually already sleeping in a carrier on my back. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? As long as he stays asleep, I'm good. It just looks like a shirt thing. So I did my audition tape with him sleeping on my back.
Are you kidding me?
That's hilarious.
Just don't turn around. And I just was like, I was just there. I did it, sent it. Not long after, I got the call from Angela herself. She was like,
it's crazy.
All right, pack your bag. Like,
with the baby on your back.
Yeah.
With the baby on your
in a
back.
fabric, in a wrap carrier.
Do you remember? Because, sometimes Whitney can hit that high. Now, I'm not even talking about her singing, because sometimes when she gets excited, she can be very animated and get up there and, like,
yeah.
What was the
Stayed asleep? I don't know. I was doing it. I was giving my everything.
Wow.
To the, I was like, if he wakes up, I'll put him down and do it again. Like, I got to figure this out.
Dang.
Man, you a bad mama jamma.
She's the bad.
It was crazy. It was
wow,
crazy.
that's so dope.
Angela was so kind and so understanding, because here I am, long hours on set. I got the producer saying, oh, we need to take a break because it's looking a little crazy because I was like getting engorged. We had so many hours. And I was like, okay, run to my trailer. I would either pump or I would call them and be like, bring the baby to my trailer. Okay. I'm coming. Run back to set. It's like,
I love this because a lot of people don't know that. People don't know what happens behind the scenes.
They don't know.
Especially
they don't know
for
what you're going through. They don't know nothing.
And you would have never known that watching it. You would have never known wow.
Right. But it was, So, I mean, I definitely spent the week from the time I got the job to the action, to the time we started on set, but I also was the biggest fan of her, and I saw myself in her already, and so it didn't feel like that much of a reach. From Harlem, she from Newark, we get each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, there were things that obviously were very different about us, but I felt like she was within reach, and that I could do it. And Angela supported me in that process so lovingly. She was just like my cheerleader. She would give me the, beautiful notes, but her way of giving notes sometimes is just, unconventional. And I just love it. Sometimes she would say something, sometimes she would pick me up and swing me around, but I got the message each time. You know what I mean? So
that's so great.
She's amazing. But that was incredible. And
you've worked with some icons because, you were in The Butler alongside Oprah, Forrest Whitaker, David Oyelowo, Robin Williams, Mariah Carey. What was that like? Being on that set, being amongst so many people who've done so many different things in their career, from Mariah to Oprah to Forrest. What was that like?
This.
That was like a master class, right?
Every day. And I wasn't in all the scenes, right? My character was here and there. So I would just be on set, just watching and, creeping in that video village and listening to the conversations. And there are some people that I didn't actually meet because I don't interrupt actors in their processes. But to witness them, up close and personal was just incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, incredible. And it was so fun having to drudge up my biggest belch and belch basically at Oprah at that one dinner table scene.
Yeah, oh yes.
That was our only scene together.
Yeah. Did Oprah say Yaya? She
No,
does.
I think she called me the B word actually. I mean, in character.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're talking about behind the
Do that again. I'm Oprah. Who this?
That is not how she talks.
I know.
That's the one. That's your first.
Well, no. Listen. But listen. I used to be on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago, so in
that's
college,
right.
I would go on the Oprah Winfrey Show
In the
because
what is it called? West Loop.
my friend, it was right there on Randolph, right by the warehouse where house music was
Where's
born.
McDonald's now?
And so I would go to Harpo
Headquarters.
because my friend, I shout out to my friend Jocelyn, I'm her son's godfather, and Miles, Filipino chick. She called me one day and said, hey, you want to go to the Oprah Winfrey Show? I said, what? Oprah Winfrey Show? Yeah. She goes, it's a dance party. I went to the Oprah Winfrey Show dance party. It was Tony, Color Me
my
Back.
God.
It was all the Ricardo, Rico Suave, all this. Right? Sorry. You all right? Wait, hold up.
Spice.
You good?
Yeah.
Man.
It is
Sorry.
spicy.
Yeah.
It is spicy.
Yo, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Nah,
Sorry.
man, go take a drink, man. Take some hibiscus.
Yeah.
Hibiscus, man. Yo, man, you good? All right. Wait, that's the hot
I was
one.
trying to hold that sucker in.
I know,
I'm
you
like,
couldn't.
Don't talk. Just let it. Just
yeah,
let it.
yeah,
You good?
yeah.
Okay.
I heard that little bit of that New York coming. Don't let it talk.
Don't talk.
Yeah. I heard that New York
good?
come out. Yeah.
All right.
I'm good. All right.
So I got on the, okay. I'm checking you, making sure
I'm
you're
good. I'm
all right.
good.
So I got Oprah Winfrey Show, and I was like, oh man, Oprah Winfrey Show, my first time. Oh, okay. So I said, and it's a dance party, so it's just like, we're just dancing. And I said, yeah, at the end of the show, I'm gonna go by Oprah Winfrey and dance with her. So I went because Oprah's like, okay, I'm glad everybody enjoyed themselves. And I come over, I'm like, yeah. Everyone's like, we saw you. You was dancing with Oprah. My mother went crazy because you got a t-shirt, a sweatshirt for Oprah Winfrey. I got it for my mom and a mug. And then I started coming on again because my friend Mark Maynard, who was working for HBO, he worked on the show. My buddy from college, he goes, hey man, you want to come over here for the show? I said, yeah. We're going to talk, because Oprah used to talk to people.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Like Donahue. So she goes, it's going to be about racism. Ooh. And you know, because we went to the same college. He knows about my black book.
Oh,
and he goes, you going to come? I said, hell yeah, I'm coming. So I came on Martin Luther King Day. I came on Racism Day. And you know how Oprah would do it? She would go, her producer would say, our subject today is this. Who has something to say? And I always was cold with it. And she goes, we're going to save you for last. So they would tape the chairs on where Oprah would go in between commercials. And then I would be the last one. I go, I would just like to say,
Yeah.
And I kept coming. They kept inviting me back. And then I went to see.
I got to go find these.
I went to see Malcolm X. Before it came out, it was Attila Shabazz, it was Betty Shabazz, and Spike Lee. I went to see that. She took us to see it before it came out.
That was in 91?
Yeah, and then I came back out. They asked me to be on a panel for Saving the Love You Find, because Oprah liked me a lot. She goes, it was about relationships. I wasn't dating anybody. I was just there to just say something. It was Harville Hendrix, Keeping the Love You Find. And we did a two-day seminar. So we was at Harpo overnight and then I was like, so Godfrey, tell us about your, he's like, yeah, I was just there to fill in space. She liked me so much. There was a time I brought Dion Cole with me. Dion Cole, who's from Chicago, we started comedy pretty much the same day. He goes, I said, Dion, you want to go to Oprah Winfrey Show? Yo, Oprah Winfrey? Yeah, I want to go to there, man.
Just like Dion.
So Dion, Dion, who was in the Michael Jackson movie, I bring him. He goes, dude, I can't believe we about to meet Oprah. I said, listen, when she comes out, she's going to greet me. I'm telling you, watch. He goes, I'll bet you $20.
That sounds just
Boom.
like him.
He $20. Oprah comes out. When Oprah comes out, you're like this. Wow, it's Oprah. She's like, hey, and she goes, Godfrey. I was like, me get my 20, son.
Yeah.
So I was on there so much that they had to stop me from coming because it's like, you look handpicked.
Yeah.
You look at, so that's my experience with Oprah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see a reunion with you and Oprah. That would be cool. Like you know,
That would be awesome. I
You
don't
gotta
know
do
if
your
she'd ever
Donald Trump.
remember me,
Yeah,
but
you got to do the Donald Trump in front of her. That would be
I'd be
great.
like
He does
Oprah Winfrey. Can you believe she's so fantastic? I love her so much. I love her, but you never had me on your show. I can't believe it. You didn't vote for me. I love Donahue way better. I like Gail. I think Gail's better.
I wonder how she would react to it. Like, boy, get out of here. I got to ask you about this because you were attached to the show with Kim Kardashian and Lala Anthony called Group Chat. What happened to that? What happened with that?
I don't know.
hey, that's life.
Nothing.
That's life.
Because I mean, people were. I mean, it
Pilots
was.
get shot all
Things
the
come and
time.
go. Yeah, yeah.
It could still happen. I don't know.
Do you have a
It's-
relationship with either of them, with Lala or Kim Kardashian?
We had a great time on set together.
Yeah.
We hit it off. I had met Lala before, or we just have so many.
Oh, Lala,
mutual,
Lala.
Lala, yeah.
Oh, it's the homie.
mutual
Yeah, Lala.
Yeah, she's just so sweet and
She's another Afro-Latino.
yes,
That's
yes.
she is.
I didn't know that.
Oh, she's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, she's for real Puerto Rican.
Uh-huh, Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
I knew her from MTV when I was doing MTV. That's how I know Lala and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ
Yeah.
Clue, all them cats. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's the
no.
homie.
You ever get
We got along.
emotional, like when you're invested in a project and then you're like, well, kind of what happened to that? Where's it going to go? Or is it just on to the next?
Yeah, no, I mean, no, we're human.
Yeah.
You don't stay attached to it. You do it and if it happens, cool. You learn.
But no, after, because you guys already shot it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys
so
already
he's
shot
talking
it.
about like
Oh.
a pilot
Oh,
that
when
you
you shoot-
have
you still
hopes
don't stay
for
attached.
getting it
You
picked
still
up.
don't stay attached.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you
Yeah.
have a contract
Yeah, well,
that has
yeah.
been signed
Yeah.
by everybody saying that something is going to last for 4 years and then it lasts for 2, it's like hard to not be attached because you were
Well,
planning.
yeah, I got
Right,
you.
you're
And then
planning, yeah.
when you thought that it was going, there were other roles coming in that you were turning down because there was a conflict.
Yeah,
And now all of a
conflict.
sudden
Yeah.
it's not. And you're like, oh, well, y'all could have told me that before. So that has happened.
Yeah,
Right.
no doubt.
And that's probably the one experience where I was like, yeah, I'm sad about that. But I mean, it's show business.
Hey,
It's
man.
show business. And a lot of actors, and I hear people say this, and wonderful teachers. I've learned from so many great people. And something that I've heard a lot is people saying, like, if you can do anything else, do it. You have to, if you do this, it's because you have no choice and you love it and there's nothing else you want to do. And that's not my reality. I'm a multi-passionate and I love acting, right? But in those moments where I'm like disappointed or something isn't working out the way that I thought it would be, I don't feel that it's my identity being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just something that happened.
Yeah.
And if I know that everything that has happened in my life in the past has served me in some way, well, then this too serves me. And I have to find the gift in it. I have to find the lesson in it. I have to come out of it with gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, thank you. Thank you for ending that contract early because now look what I've done in this past year that I was free to do, that I started an online school.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching the self-mastery and the
You're teaching this.
yeah. We have a whole course that was actually inspired by that moment of forgiveness and healing when I ran into Tyra Banks a year ago before I ever knew they were doing a documentary. And that was possibly even the catalyst for all of this conversation. But it definitely was a catalyst for me to finally be like, all right, come out of the closet, stop hiding, like, you've been doing all this healing work and, you have all these tools and hoarding certifications. Share them. Share them.
And
This
start
is not,
teaching.
your purpose is not to be a hoarder. Your purpose is to share.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have been able to balance this other, I'm public speaking again. Like I'm traveling around doing all this stuff that if I was on set 15 hours a day on that other job, I wouldn't be doing. So
Right.
I'm grateful for the disappointments. You know what I mean?
You don't strike me as a person who has a victim mindset, and I love that because you find the opportunities, in things. Okay, this is not happening. Well, that just means there's an opportunity. It doesn't mean that you don't emotionally feel what's happening,
Yeah.
but you're just looking forward because the victim mindset says they didn't do this, they didn't have it, and I got da 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 da. you're just moving forward. But you said a buzzword, one of my favorite words, forgiveness and the healing process. How do you define forgiveness?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah. Gratitude, freedom, allowing whatever the issue was or the person to be a gift, no matter how painful. And I'm telling you, I'm not just talking fluff. I have forgiven some stuff that you'd be like, oh, unforgivable. Absolutely not. But then I would be carrying it still, right? So even if I'm not facing you face to face and telling you, I forgive you, because sometimes that's not possible or necessary. But if it's actually, the experience is genuinely, like if you have a what do you call, a file cabinet of life experiences in your chest, because that's where you feel things when stuff like that, it hits you, right? If you file that away, you know, and the folder says gratitude, right? That's a much lighter folder than that hate, rage, disappointment, anger, revenge, That's a lot to carry. Those folders also stink. They rust. They hold you back.
Yeah, they poison you. It's
They
like
poison you.
It's like
They make you
drinking poison
sick.
and hoping that the other
Yes.
person dies.
I
And it's
forgot
just,
who said that
yeah.
first, but that's the most beautiful way of saying it. And
Yeah.
people literally make themselves sick. And guess what? When they decide to do the work to let things go, then they go to their next doctor's appointment and they're like, oh, we don't see any traces. What have you been doing? You've been taking your medication. Actually, no. I did the other kind of medicine, you know? So the other kind of medicine is my passion. And that's where I, you know, have experience. And I just love seeing people let go. We just had our first cohort and this woman was like, I literally just let go of something I've been holding on to for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know?
And some people, mistaken it, like, because letting go doesn't mean that you're going to forget about it. Some people think, oh, if you still remember, you didn't let it go, like, meaning you're not going to be a prisoner of that. That is not going to consume your thought process or how you feel. It's like, it's giving up the hope that the past could be any different. Whatever happened in the past, that's that. I can't change it, because the crazy thing is when you don't forgive, it's this weird thing that happens where you're going through your mind and you're going, I could have changed this situation. If they would have done this, or if I would have done this, and you keep repeating it and replaying it until you look back and it's going, wait, 10 years have gone by and I'm still replaying a situation and trying to change it, and it can't. And so you hold on to the bitterness, you hold on to the anxiety, you hold on to the depression, instead of the word you use, freedom. Just
I'm
being
gonna have to
free
talk
about
to you
that.
about that.
And it's also,
I'm gonna have to talk to her about
yeah. Let's talk. I see he's having an experience, a
there's
moment
stuff
right
I've
now.
held on to, you know.
What have you held on to?
Just like, oh, I didn't get that because of these people, and it comes back to me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it comes back to me a lot when people go, how come you are not? I go, because this happened, and it happened 3 times. And that's always been like a thing
story,
on me, that I've always been like kind of mad about.
But that's a story. It's just a story.
Yeah.
And when you realize, like, even the tightness in your jaw right now, I feel for you. Like, you're really feeling it. You're right back there.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is when you shift how you think, and it's not easy, but if you shift how you think about something, take ownership for why you chose for this to happen. You chose it on a soul level. You needed this lesson for some reason. And once you take ownership of it, then it's like, okay, this was part of the path. Who knows where you would have ended up if that had happened. There's some people who got big breaks that you thought were the, I forget who's the first person that said this, some famous actress. She was like, in an interview, do you know how many times I've been discovered? You know, it's like, you think this is gonna be it. This is your big break. Oh, that didn't happen. Okay. Oh, well, the next thing is, right? The butler. Oh my God, everybody, I'm with Oprah. This is it. Okay. Whitney, I played Whitney. Okay. Like, I could name a list, right? And it's
That's a
like,
good point.
we have to just trust, right, in our paths and understand. And not everybody believes this. I fully believe that I create my life. And so if I do, then I can forgive myself first, right? Say there's like an experience that, like you said, you want to redo, you want to fix. Well, on one hand, you own that decision and how it helped you. And then if you want to make yourself feel better, and I don't care if it's fake, everything's fake. You do a process of rewriting. What if you could actually reframe the story in your mind into a way that makes you okay with it, that makes you even feel good about it? And then that's the story. Every time the old story comes in, you check it. We're not doing that no more because that story makes me sick.
Or retelling the same story
Or
too.
retelling it.
Because sometimes
And telling everybody.
Yeah, because it's almost to
don't need
bring
to affirm
shame
that.
to someone. Like, this person said this to me, this person said that to me. Can you believe? Because what you're doing is unintentionally, and maybe even sometimes for some people, intentionally telling the same story to relive and keep the flame going.
Keep the flame
flames
going. Let me
yeah.
tell you something. There's something called the 90-second rule. I don't know if it's 90 or 95 seconds, but it's less than 2 minutes. That is scientifically, hi scientists, again, thank you.
The experts.
Thank you, experts. Scientifically, that's how long it takes for an emotion to pass through your body. Just like you take a vitamin and it passes through your bloodstream, or a drug, right? They say, oh, are you drinking alcohol? How long until I can function? You know, passes. Emotions also pass through. And that process takes 90 seconds. So if we're feeling that emotion for an hour or a day or a year or a decade, then that's us retelling the story over and over and over again.
Comes from black trauma. That's black trauma.
Yeah.
But anyways, we can talk later about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think,
And I can send you my course as well. Because before we talk, just so you have like a foundation, you see who I am as a practitioner, as a guide, and you'd be like, okay, yeah, either I do want to keep working with her, or I don't know, it's too real.
Or maybe it was one-on-ones, like sessions?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll do that. You got anything for heroin? Just kidding.
No. Did you see?
Got that heroin. That heroin.
Did you see in Vogue? They called the Afro a cloud bob. I don't know.
The cloud bob.
A cloud bob. What was your reaction to that?
It's a hairdresser. Some hairdresser dude.
Oh, hairdresser.
He calls it a cloud bob, trying to rebrand it.
I have to admit to y'all, I miss a lot.
Oh yeah, same here.
I miss a lot in the pop, in the culture.
Yeah.
So thanks for filling me in. I did not see that.
Cloud Bob.
But
I'm gonna get
I've never had anything but an afro, so I've heard it all.
But I'm gonna get in his though. He ain't getting away.
You gonna get him?
Man, I'm about to eat his alive.
Yeah.
Cloud Bob, I'm about to. Yeah.
I like your gele.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Where'd you get it from?
Thank you so
Your
much.
gele. I like your gele. What you wearing a gele?
Anyway, I made this one.
You made it.
Yes, I made it.
Yep.
The everything, the design, the patterns, the drawings on it, and the fabric. And then I invented something called the leading edge that makes it so fast and easy, and it stays on. We can play capoeira right now. I'll do flips.
It'll
stay on.
And
a white woman gonna
take it. Oh, wow.
That's my
A white woman gonna take it. Watch out.
Where can
called
people?
Raps and Raps. No.
Where can people get it from?
They be sorry. They be stealing from.
Well,
black
hold on.
women.
Before you go, where can you get it
Jesus.
from?
Rapsandraps.com.
Okay, all right.
Raps and
WRAPS.
Raps?
Yes. WRAPS. Letter N. RAPS.
Oh, raps and
Raps and Raps.
raps and raps.
Raps
and raps.
Because when it started, I was doing head wrap tutorials for fun.
Right.
During the pandemic. And I was doing, and I was rapping while rapping a verse.
No way.
Yeah, like 60 seconds. And I was doing everything. I was doing,
Don't push
TLC.
me.
I was all female rappers. UNICY. I did a whole bunch. And then I started doing my own. And people were like, yo, actually, I'm about to host one today. And yes, I'm also a rapper.
You're multi-talented.
My fault.
Multi-passionate.
And rapper.
Multi-passionate. But yeah, so that's how the name started. It was Raps and Raps, and people were like, yo, where can I find the rap in the video? And I was like, please hold. And not only did I start to sell them, I innovated because I know that people didn't grow up like I grew up. with a mother who was always rapping her head, who taught me, you know, people were like, oh, I love it, but I don't know how to do it. This makes it
Very
piece of cake,
easy.
easy peasy
that's-
magic.
I love
What about
that.
the shape shifting? We didn't talk shapeshifter. Come on.
What
What's up
about
with
it?
that? How? Because I hear about this shape shifting.
Yeah.
And I think that someone's just like, I'm an elephant. I'm a lion. I'm a tiger. When you shapeshift, do you move? Do you be like, look?
Sometimes, whatever
Wonder
it takes,
Twin powers.
whatever it takes to get into character.
Like, I mean, so when they say shapeshifter,
I'm
because I've
talking
heard
about
shapeshifting. What
embodying
does that mean?
characters. I'm talking about embodying characters.
I
as
heard, you know what I'm
action.
talking about, the other shape shifting, where they go.
I think he's talking about like
This one spiritual dude was telling me, no, I've seen people shape shift.
Oh, yeah.
And they were a spiritual dude. And it's like they shape shift. I go, like, they turn into like a lion or turn into like a bear.
Yeah.
Like they
Malidoma
literally.
Somé talks about that because
That they
from
change
Burkina
it.
Faso. Have you heard of him? He's an ancestor, but he was a very prolific speaker, author.
Which one?
And Malidoma Somé.
Okay,
And he
okay.
would talk about his tribe, the Dagara tribe from Burkina Faso.
The doggo.
Dagara.
Oh, the Dagara. I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
not
Dogon.
Dogo.
I'm thinking, okay, not
Not Dogo.
Dogo. Yeah, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
And he would like write about these and tell these stories of people shape-shifting or disappearing and going to another realm and then coming back, sometimes not making it back, right? Through this rites of passage from boyhood to manhood. And yeah, there's a lot that we don't understand and that we've forgotten. Like
Yeah.
things, you know, the possibilities and it, you know, things are being revealed. So maybe that will change. And, you know, people now are accepting that because scientists and government
And
said
experts.
that the aliens are here. Now everyone's like,
aliens.
oh, the aliens, right? But people have been talking about aliens for decades.
that's
and
the
being
one
called
thing I
crazy.
don't want to believe.
So
I said I don't want to see one.
sorry.
I don't want to see one.
you've already seen them. You probably met some.
Oof.
Whoa, that's
Oof.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't even
X
want to
Files is coming out. Ryan Coogler.
the new X-Files.
the new X-Files is coming
I used
out.
to be like, jam.
He's gonna be doing it. Ryan Coogler's gonna be doing it.
Whatever he touches,
Amazing.
turns.
So
to gold.
what's your company called again?
Raps and Rap.
This one is
and
called Raps and Raps, and then the online school is the Institute of Divine Secrets.
The Institute. That sounds like a movie. The Institute of Divine Secrets.
Everybody says
Harry
that. They're like,
Potter.
it sounds like a sci-fi
It sounds
movie.
like Harry Potter. Remember the secrets? The secret of the stone and all this.
But honestly, that's how it feels. It feels like I've been in this closet and I'm like, no one understands me, but that's okay. I'm just gonna create my life and be magical. And now people are talking about all these buzzwords like manifestation and you know all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know, energy work. And I'm like, oh, it's safe now to come out. Okay.
Because the scientists said so.
Or just because it's trendy.
trending,
You
yeah.
know, some trends are welcome. Some trends are necessary. We need healing. People need to know how to regulate their
facts.
own emotions.
Facts.
People need to learn how to let go of baggage and you know, be intentional about how they're showing up in everyday life, in every decision that you make, you know? And if we can do that within ourselves, then we can do that in our families and then our communities and then, you know, the world. So some of us aren't meant to, you know, I talked about being raised by activists, but I'll tell you what, in 1999, in a city hall with a bunch of people screaming, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 50 or however many shots they killed Amadou Diallo with.
Yeah.
I had a panic attack. And I haven't had one since, but at this protest, my mother looked over and she was like, guys, stop, calm down. Like, I'm a highly sensitive person and being in that environment and, you know, just taking on the pain of the crowd, the pain of his family, his spirit's transition, like it was so overwhelming that I was looking like a crazy person. And I was like, I think I need to find another way to contribute. Maybe the front lines, you know, maybe I'm supposed to help the people on the front lines, you know, not get burnout.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's to support them. And, you know, even during BLM, I was doing like, you know, sound baths on IG Live, you know, here and there, just like, I gotta be able to contribute in some way. And I know everybody's role is different. And in this day and age, people are so into thinking that they know what's right for them is right for everybody, and judging people, and you're not doing enough because you're not doing what I'm doing. But my path is different. I'm actually doing a lot over here. So yeah, I want to figure out with this, schools, like, how can I serve? How can I support people? So yes, I'm still acting. And also, I never felt like the amount of purpose, was in that, because it's other people's words and other people's agendas. And, OP, you down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
That's the actor life. But I want to, why am I here? What can I offer? What is my legacy? Yeah, okay, I can inspire people. I can make them laugh and make them feel things. And, somebody told me the other day, so beautiful, as a woman of color at a law firm, she tapped into Andrea Freeman's bossiness, you know what I mean? Because my character on Lincoln Lawyer was so bossy. And I loved it. She rubbed off on me too. You know what I mean? I love that. But that's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's not deep enough for me. I gotta be able to be so freaking proud. I gotta be at the end of my life like you win the Oscar for life lived. You know what I mean? And that entails serving and helping people.
Well, you're still creating the magic. You're still creating the story, because we're in it right now. We just want to say, Yaya, thank you so much for rocking with us here on 154. Whoa. Woo! Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you.
154, we all connected, baby, you already know. I'm talking 154, we bringing Africa around the whole globe. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like, ain't no place like home. Ain't no place like, ain't no place.